Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. We're never tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the champ and the tramp, let the bomb blast.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Champ and the Tramp, episode 15. Man, we're just going to keep rolling them out, man, in these desperate times here with this damn coronavirus. We're not going to try to touch on this subject too much just because it's like beating a dead horse at this point. It's kind of depressing. Well, we're going to do a Q&A today, man. No guest, obviously. Lou, our producer extraordinaire, is going to read some questions that you guys put up on our Instagram pages. So we'll do that. If we go off topic, just keep it moving, have some fun, keep it light. We do have some coronavirus questions. Maybe we'll hit them first.
Yeah, there's some here, yeah.
All right,
so
cool.
Real quick for you guys, Lou is here every day with us, all 15 episodes. He's been here. He's the guy that syncs everything, edits everything, puts everything together, and gets it out there to you guys so you can watch it because Frankie and I are fucking idiots. But he's behind camera.
I gotta come up with a good Nick Grom, Lou Grom.
Today
I'm gonna come up with a nickname.
On camera. Big Perm. I've called him Big Perm.
Big Perm.
So I met Lou maybe 15 years ago. He lived with his dad when I met him. I went into his house and there's a picture of a skinny dude with a white boy afro on the TV stand, and I'm like, who is that? And Lou's like, it's me. I'm like, that's you. He's like, yeah, that's my senior.
Big afro.
Dude,
like me, like I had.
I call him Big Perm.
Like your last one?
Yeah.
No, it was definitely bigger.
Bigger,
Yeah.
nice.
Full curls, like
Nice.
Big Perm curls.
Yeah.
All right.
So I call him Big Perm. So ladies and gentlemen, Big Perm.
Big Perm in the house.
We almost lost Big Perm to the gout, but he survived.
I didn't have gout, people. No gout.
We thought it was gout.
All right, let's go with the first question. It's not a corona question, but how do you feel about college kids and even some families still going on spring break despite being told to stay home?
Party on, Wayne. No. Honestly, it's kind of irresponsible. I don't know. I have some buddies that I think they didn't know, the magnitude of this, and they did go out, and maybe they regret it now. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's just do the responsible thing, man. Just stay in. It sucks. These spring breakers, I get it, man. If I was a young kid, I'd be pissed. But I mean, this is unprecedented times. This is something we've never dealt with before. These kids could, got to hold off, man. Sometimes we're all going through sacrifices. Everybody across the board, whether you're a high school kid, a spring break kid, college kid, hey, you got to deal with it.
I essentially agree with that. I would say this. If I was a young college guy, you're right. You're an eternal optimist when you're that young, when you're that youthful. Like I used to do shit back then. You used to do shit back then. And we would never even think about doing now, putting our lives in jeopardy because you just don't. You're such an optimist. You don't think about it in that regard. And they're really low risk for the most part of not of getting it, but dying from it. But it's being irresponsible because if you get it, you're putting other people at risk, right? You're putting, the elderly at risk. You're putting high-risk people with, immune system deficiencies at risk. So, yes, ultimately it's irresponsible behavior. As an older guy, as a dad now, I would frown upon that. But I have to be honest, if I was younger and a college kid, I'd probably fucking go because you just don't realize the danger.
Yeah, as a boomer, you stay home.
Yes, yeah. When I was surviving through World War II, I stayed home.
I stayed home. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. These kids, they thinking now. They're not thinking the future. They're not probably thinking clearly that, hey, maybe they could affect someone in their family that's old or stuff like that. And plus the fact that you're in Florida or wherever your spring break is and you're from a different place, you spread it, get it, and then you bring it home. Correct. Everyone's bringing it home to all other places. That's the problem.
That's the danger. So if you're going to go, here's my advice to you spring breakers. If you're going to go, if you're going to do that, if you're going to kind of, flip your finger to the man, to the system, if you will. And,
wear a condom. At least wear a condom.
Yeah, well, that's the least of what they're going to do. When you come back, it's your responsibility to not go hang out with grandma and grandpa. You know what I mean? Like,
so don't stop by Roger's house at all.
Exactly. Yeah, you young girls, college spring breakers, don't come over to my house. Yeah. Come over to my house. Come over.
All right, I'm going through a whole bunch, and there's at least 3 or 4 of them totally off topic. I guess nothing's really off topic. There's nothing off topic here.
Yeah, it's all game.
Roger, are you going to get married again?
So this is what I learned long time ago. never, and I mean literally, about any subject matter. Never say never about anything. Right? Never say never about anything. But that being said, I would say I'm 99% not going to get married again.
Would you get married to a dude?
You.
He said never. Don't say never. Don't say never. Don't say never.
I would marry you.
You don't think you'd get married ever again? I mean, you say that now, 99% sure. Because
listen, I did not want to get married the first time. Lou was my best friend. He could testify to that. Lou, did I want to get married? No, I did not want to get married at all. Not because I didn't want to be with Jenny, or not because I was living some lie or anything like that. I just knew we weren't even close to being in.
The time wasn't right.
The time was not right. I wanted to get to a much more stable place, which never really happened, and that's due to such contrasting personalities. Now, listen, that being said, I have no regrets. I hope Jenny doesn't. She may have 1 million, but we wouldn't have the 2 children we have if we didn't spend that time together. You know what I mean? So I don't have any regrets. I did get married. I'm a big boy. I take responsibility for it, but I did not want to get married. So, no, I don't think I would ever get married again.
I always say, I always say if I get divorced, I will never get married again.
Right.
That's what I say. But, I don't, did I tell you this? I might have said this already, but I'll say it again because I think it's really good advice for you young folk out there. Right before I was about to get married, my guy worked for my dad. Yeah, we talk about this?
No, but you've told me privately. It's good advice.
It's good advice. Right before I was getting married, he said, "Kid, this guy worked for Bubba. He worked for my old man, plumbing guy.
Any guy named Bubba gives you advice. Chances are it's solid advice."
Hell yeah. He said, "Listen, kid," he said, "buy your pussy and eat in diners. You'll save a lot of money." Hey, it's kind of true, man. It's kind of true. Yeah. I don't know if that's how you really want to live, but you'll save $1 or $2.
You die some hellacious worse disease than the coronavirus. You're buying your pussy.
Yeah, this is true.
You know anybody that's let's go off topic a little bit since you just said that. Not you, because I know you've been with Renee for a long time, but do you know anybody that's ever paid for a prostitute? I never have, and I know a ton of people that have.
Oh, I mean,
I'm not naming names. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I could probably think of 1 or 2 that I know.
If you were single, would you do it?
Would I do it? No. I think I don't need to. You know, some people need to.
I love the art of masturbation too much. I
think the art of conquering something, like you get a new girl, you come into. What am I talking about? I haven't. I've been with my wife since I was 19, so right, I'm talking this junk. Like I know what I'm talking.
Right,
like
conquering a girl on a fair playing ground.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's why I would never pay for it. I can't imagine paying.
Like what did Tupac say?
What did he say?
Why pay for pussy when the dick's for free?
Oh,
look at that! Look at that!
So you were a Biggie guy.
I'm an everything guy. Come on.
All right. Everything. Keep it moving, Lou. What do you got?
All right. I think this one's important. How do you watch the podcast? I mean, I can answer that. Anyone can answer that.
Let's go, Lou, the producer.
Yeah.
Come on. Produce us an answer.
It's not my show. It's Champ and the Tramp, not Champ, Tramp, and
the Big Perm.
All right, listen. You watch the show on YouTube, on Apple Podcast app, on Spotify app, on Podbean.
No, that's on. He kind of misquoted there a little bit. You can listen to it on many platforms, any platform which hosts podcasts.
Okay.
To watch it, they said you can only watch it on one format, and that's YouTube.
Right. And I think that's the best format.
It is, because you don't have to watch it; you can just listen to it if you want.
Yeah, listen. I'll be honest. I don't listen on watch or listen on YouTube because I'm in my car when I listen, and if you have it on YouTube, you can't use like navigation or a phone call. Well, not to use a phone call anyway, but you know what I mean. You got to keep that. You got to keep it running for YouTube. You can't close it.
All right, here's a good one.
Shoot.
What's both your guys' most embarrassing moment?
My most embarrassing moment.
Well, I think
I'm not going to tell you my most embarrassing moment, but I will tell you one.
Well, that's not right.
I don't know my most embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed that easy.
Yeah, I don't get embarrassed that easy.
I mean, getting fucking chipped up on national TV is pretty embarrassing, you know.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something different. I was playing baseball. I was on first base. I hit a pitch. I don't know if I hit to get on or whatever. I'm on first base, and I didn't know that they're switched to pitchers. The pitcher's warming up. My coach gave me the steal signal, and I stole the base with the pitcher warming up. That was kind of embarrassing.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, a couple things come to mind. Obviously, my public, I guess, embarrassment, but that wasn't really due to me. I can remember a time I was at work, right? I had this one account, and this is not embarrassing on a grand scale, but it definitely happened. I had this one account. I did it every week. I did it like 2 times a week. It was a diesel delivery that I did, and I knew everybody in the office, and they requested to sign the ticket. The actual account always wanted to sign the ticket after you made the delivery. So I made this delivery. It was this place in Wall Township. Made the delivery. I went to take the ticket in to sign it, and I was like halfway to the office, and they, there's a big window there. It's a busy yard. They saw me walking in, same guy I deal with every time, and everybody in the office or whatever sees me walking in, and I farted, and I shit my pants.
Oh, you sharted.
I sharted. So, but it was bad, bro, and I just turned around. Like, I couldn't go in, right? So I turned around, I walked back to my truck, and I just pulled out of the yard without getting the ticket signed, and I went to Wall Stadium where they race cars, and I went out in the woods and took my underwear off and threw it
Oh,
out.
man.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's still there.
Yeah, I don't know. You want to go dig it up?
No. Actually, I do remember something that was a little embarrassing. Jeez, what was I just slipped my mind.
I did that last episode. We're fucking horrible.
My goodness. No,
Couldn't
wait a
have been
minute.
that
What was I going to
embarrassing.
say? Oh, no.
Listen, he's got an excuse. Last episode, I completely brain farted on something. Forgot what I was talking about. This guy gets hit in the head constantly. He can just always go back to that. Like, hey, I get hit in the head.
I do.
I got no excuse.
Yeah, I kind
just
of
dumb.
slipped my mind, actually. Wow.
Right.
If you could sit down and talk to any person living or dead, who would it be? Questions for both of you, obviously.
Jeez, I think in light of times going on right now, because I'm such a proponent of them, I would want to speak to our forefathers. I would want to speak to...
Which four?
Oh, God, you can put me on the spot? No, obviously the people that wrote our Constitution.
It's not four. There's not four of them.
I know, idiot. I said our forefathers, you fucking idiot. But you said which four of them, so it could be four. It still
right.
could be four.
You're right. John Adams. Herbie Hancock.
John Hancock. How about you? Who would you want to?
I don't know. I always liked Theodore Roosevelt as a president.
Teddy.
I don't know, because
the Rough Rider, baby.
He was, a little rough around the edges.
Yeah, that's why they call him.
Walk softly, carry a big stick.
Yeah.
He did judo.
He did? I didn't know
he
that.
did judo. I think he wrestled.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But they did call him, the Rough Rider because he was.
So maybe him. Didn't he? Was he the president that did the Panama Canal? Was he during that time? I don't know.
It escapes me. Do you know we ended up giving that back to Panama though, right? After all that.
Yeah,
work we did?
recently. Yeah. They use the American dollar in Panama too.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You learn something here.
The knowledge. It's just,
It's like dumb knowledge though that nobody
listen,
could ever use.
Listen. We're using it tonight, aren't we? I can't believe I forgot that fucking embarrassing moment. I thought it was pretty good.
Obviously not.
It'll come back.
What would you do if today was your last day?
I know what I would do. If today was my last day on Earth, I would spend the day with my kids, as much quality time as I could. I would lay with them in bed till they fell asleep, and I would do what I do every single night they're with me. I would talk to them because they're just so peaceful when they're sleeping. It's the only time they're peaceful. And I would tell them how much I love them, and then I would obviously leave because I wouldn't want them to wake up with Dad dead, and I'd probably drive to Maine. And
what if you disappeared? It didn't say what happened to you. What if you just...
Yeah,
went to pixie dust.
I would go to Maine
Went
and
to pixie dust.
I would go to the lake that I grew up on, and I would die next to the lake I grew up on.
That's where you want to die?
Probably.
If you could pick a spot to die?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I don't care where I die.
But I would want to spend the whole day with my kids and then go to sleep with them because there's nothing I love more. That's literally the highlight. This probably sounds fucking weird, but I love laying next to my kids and just watching them sleep and just talking to them while they're sleeping. Because they say subliminally, right? Your mind hears it.
Yeah.
I tell them
subconsciously,
fucking 20 times a night how much I love them when they're sleeping. It's weird, I know, but I'm weirdo. If I you the other night you turned me down, but I was going to lay next to you and Renee.
Were you going to whisper sweet things in my ear?
I was going to tell you how much I loved you because you look like my kid when you're sleeping.
But the same size.
Fucking peanut boy over here.
Yeah, the last day I'd probably do the same thing. That's
Can't steal my idea.
No, I'm just saying the most
die next to my lake in Maine.
Yeah, I want to sleep next to Roger's kids and talk to them.
I guess that has to be your answer. Really,
No,
right?
but it really is though. Like, dude, Mike, what's the most important thing in your life?
True.
Absolutely. If
I
you
would-
don't have a kid, you don't understand that. But
would
your
want
kids are the most important thing in your
that
life.
to be their last memory. Like spent the day with my, and then them have some weird subliminal cognitive memory of me talking to them when they were sleeping. If that exists.
Your dad's the biggest guy in the world. Your dad's muscles are so big.
All right, Roger. Our boy Jesse. Our boy Jesse wants to know: have you ever nared your asshole before for a female or just for fun?
This seems like a loaded question, by the way.
First of all, I know why Jesse answered that. And by the way, Jesse Holt is who he's talking about. Jesse, who was a guest here, who's really good friends with Frankie and I both. It is a loaded question because
and me too.
Because he had an ex-girlfriend, Jesse, that used to be into some freaky shit and used to like to toss his salad, so she made him nair his asshole to do that. So that's why he asked. But I actually, just for sanitary reasons and because for whatever reason I'm fucking Chewbacca and I'm hairy, I hate hair, I nair my asshole probably every week or two. I actually,
dude, what sanitary? How is it sanitary? You think it's more sanitary
you shit?
You don't get no dingleberries.
Yeah, right.
When you shart the whole time, you
listen,
get no dingleberries.
You want to see my asshole?
No,
it's
fuck
fucking
no, bro.
bare as a baby's body.
No, I do. I'll take the razor to it sometimes.
I can't do a razor. I get in the shower and put some fucking nair on my ass every couple
I
weeks.
did nair when I was a kid in like high school.
Listen to this.
I fucking had cuts all over me.
You want a good nair story? So again, you heard a little bit about Daytona and how crazy Daytona used to get with the freak show that came back to the room. I told Lou this story about nairing my asshole.
So we know for sure he would still be at fucking spring break.
Yeah, exactly,
okay.
Exactly. So I told Lou the story. Lou is kind of like me. He's a little bit of a Chewbacca himself. And actually, that was the weekend. It was the crazy weekend. We went for the whole weekend. We went for the whole week to Bike Week in Daytona. Lou actually shaved his chest, but shaved DSB into his chest in a pouring rainstorm because we used to have a stunt bike riding club called Dirty Shore Boys that actually Lou and I started. Boy, what year would that have been roughly? Oh. Anyway, it was like one of the OG riding team. He shaved DSB in his chest and then went out riding in a pouring thunder and lightning rainstorm. We actually got video of it somewhere. And then we came back to the hotel room and I was telling Louie that for sanitary reasons, he should nair his asshole. And he's like, what? I've never done it. What are you talking about? And I happened to have some with me. I gave it to him. He left it on too long and burnt his asshole was dude. Like, it looked like a purple people eater. It was fucking, God. And he wasn't scared. He was bending over like, it burned so bad. Look at it. Dude. The thing was like pulsating. It was horrible.
You know, they say, the asshole, the lips on your asshole are exactly
my asshole doesn't have lips.
The lips, I mean the skin. If
you got lips on your asshole, bro.
Listen, roll down. Let me explain. Let me explain.
I'm staying over tonight.
This is why I said that. The skin on your asshole is the same as the skin on your lips.
Well, listen, there are girls who do drugs through their asshole because the nerve endings are so close, right? It's like super sensitive, right?
Not super sensitive. I think it goes into your blood system a lot quicker.
Because the
not because you have lips on your asshole.
You're the one that said lips on the asshole.
Yes, I'm telling you, it's the same skin supposedly.
I'm not saying you eat it.
Pucker up real quick. Pucker up.
You got me with the teeth. Yeah, you got me with the teeth thing. You already, you dick. All right. So anyway, yeah, you're learning a lot about us on this episode. Lou and I both nair our assholes. Frankie tried it once but didn't like it.
No, I never naired my asshole. I buzz. I
like
hit the razor to it.
You're like a little twink.
Wait,
boy.
to your asshole?
You're not hairy anyway.
You said you buzzed it? No, I never buzzed my asshole, obviously, but I put the razor to it.
How do you put a razor to your asshole?
Bro, like a shave.
You spread it?
Yeah, but how do you get there? I can't do that. I can't.
With a mirror, bro. I'm not a big fucking. I can stretch. I can stretch pretty good.
Yes. All right. Nairing's better.
Hey, guys, by the way, there's something out there called the Manscaper. If you're a little on the hairy side, there's this thing called the Manscaper. I just bought it like a year ago, and supposedly it came out with a new one with a bigger head. You can get all those hard-to-reach places. So
yeah, you get the hiney hole?
Dude, I hate
with
hair.
With the man.
Apparently, my mom or my dad are Chewbacca because I'm hairy for some reason. I hate it.
You're just old, bro.
I'm old, yeah.
He's got hair out his ears and shit.
I'm a fucking silverback. But don't worry, I clean all that shit up. You don't see any of it. I hate hair.
Next question.
Yeah.
Frankie, can you talk about Fight Week? Tampering, mindset, weight control, training philosophy.
Yeah, Fight Week. So for me, as far as tapering goes, I don't taper I think as much as most because I don't cut as much weight. You know, this next fight I will be cutting down a little more, so that might change. But usually I train pretty hard right up to Saturday of the week of the fight, Saturday before the fight. And then I fly out to wherever we're going, and I run in the morning. I like to do 2 workouts, I'll run in the morning, just like 15, 25 minutes. Not crazy hard, just to get outside, usually wherever what venue we're at. Get the air in and whatnot. And then I'll do run-throughs at night. So it's like, 25, 30, like 5 rounds, 6 rounds of specific training, whether wrestling, pad work, jiu-jitsu, defending stuff, entries, all different type of stuff like that. Up until about Thursday, and Thursday I just cut my weight and then fight. But what else was the question?
Tapering, weight cut, mind control.
Yeah, mindset, man. Mindset week of. I try not to get too zeroed in early on. Early when I first started fighting, I used to I'd find out who I was fighting, I would get nervous right away. And if I thought about the guy, I would get nervous, and that just eats at you, So I kind of try to keep my mind off it. In training, you're thinking about it because that's when you want to think about the guy. But when I'm away from training, that's why I kind of try to keep my mind off it. And I got to the point now where, even fight week, I could, keep my mind off it until I'm ready to think about it. But usually fight day, usually after weigh-ins, I start kind of really zeroing in. And on fight day, fight morning, at breakfast, I'm usually a little quiet. I'm starting to get kind of in the mode. But, I try to hold back and not get into complete fight mode until I walk into the arena, man, because you don't want to waste any of that energy.
Now, some opponents, every opponent's different, but some are just built like fucking brick shit houses and hit like Sean Shirk. Did his size and when he hit pads, I heard he hits like a fucking beast. Does that get in your head at all, or doesn't matter to you? Doesn't matter to you?
For me, no. I'm sure maybe some other people, but I've never been scared of an opponent. I respect all my opponents. That's something I never do. I never think like, I'm going to run through this guy. Because, we watch fights. I see fights, so many of them. Even the guy that thinks it's supposed to win doesn't sometimes.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, so
that's why I don't mind taking bets with you over who's going to win fights. Because
who knows? Who knows?
Can go anywhere.
Right. So, I always, like I said, I've never been into a fight where I didn't think I was going to win. Even the ones I did not win. I thought I was going to win. I think that's the mentality you need to have.
Got him. Yep.
Let's stick with the fighting. Out of any of your opponents, when you were king of 55, was Benson Henderson the most difficult to deal with?
I'd say, yeah.
Toughest injury, I would say.
The injury I had to deal with him was a pain in the ass. But he was big. He fights at 70, I think, sometimes now. So he was a big guy. Those fights were super close. I thought I won both of them, but I didn't. The judges didn't. Second one even more so than the first, but he was, man. He was tough. He was athletic. He had good wrestling.
He looks like Jesus Christ.
Like probably the real Jesus Christ, because really, real Jesus Christ wasn't a white guy, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right. He's probably like the real Jesus. You think he came back?
You should have said a little prayer to him.
He got some friggin' Jesus gifts with those judges' scorecards.
Was that woman that you were talking about one of the judges on that fight?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
Is Cody part of your camp now?
No, yes, that's a good question.
Cody is, man. Cody is part of our camp. He's also still with Alpha Male, Uriah and those guys, but he's doing his camps here, working with Mark and Ricardo and myself and everybody else on the team. He actually just got, he had to pull out of his fight, which it didn't matter. The fight got canceled anyway. But he had some issues with like some kidney issues and stuff. So he's getting that all squared away, and then probably jump on a card. Hopefully me and him get on the same card.
Here's a question for you. Any chance you guys could fight each other?
Nah, I don't think so, man. I don't think there's a need for it. We train together. There's plenty of guys in the 35-pound division to fight. So I think there's no reason that we'd have to.
Now, there's a couple guys in the 135 division that you're friends with. Obviously, Marlon. Obviously, Cody. What if, let's just do some foreshadowing possibilities. You guys are ranked top 3, 1, 2, and 3. How do you avoid it at that point?
Yeah, I don't know. The probability of that happening
I understand.
is low.
The
so
probability
I wouldn't even think about entertaining it. I said I'll never fight Marlon. I'll probably never fight Cody. I start training with these guys. I kind of get a bond with them.
Right.
I want to help them. There's no need to fight them.
Right.
Yeah,
your fucking co-partner pal over here. You want to shave his fucking head though.
Well, hey, that's a little different, man. You just maybe wear some fucking, Dallas Buyers Club shit.
In the wake of coronavirus, your favorite bedside firearm?
Oh, I just bought the P30L. Heckler & Koch. I just bought it. Haven't even fired it yet, but I don't know. I probably my standby. I mean, I got a bunch of artillery, but my Springfield XD Tactical 45 is still my go-to, I guess.
I got my 40 Beretta right here in the left, and then I got a 9mm in the right. No, I got myself a little hand. I got a SIG.
6 hour.
Sig
Yeah,
Sauer.
SIG made
Oh.
You know that
P229 or
you know what
shit?
I love about them? Obviously, they're American made, but they're
American. I thought they're German.
No, 6 hours made in New Hampshire, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get that.
They're a great company. Great firearm too.
Yeah.
They make some
The state troopers use, I believe.
In Jersey?
I think so, yeah.
I'm sure law enforcement uses it. I just don't know what Jersey uses.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we did the Khabib and Tony talk, but people want you to talk more on that.
I got a SIG 1911.
That's 1911 is like the most classic gun, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Now, what was the millimeter on the bullets?
Can be whatever.
45,
Whatever
whatever.
platform can be a 49.
Really?
The platform doesn't matter.
Now, why is 1911? It's like the most balanced gun. What is it? Why is it so
It's
famous?
extremely popular. I think Colt made the original. Maybe World War II, World War I. I don't know. I think Colt was the original 1911. Just I don't know. I think it's practicality, shooting capabilities. I just think everything about it. Balance. I think it's probably just a there are just certain guns, like certain cars, that are extremely popular for how they're built.
I always wanted to get like the
Can't go wrong with a 1911.
like a white one with the grips, the nice grips. Pretty dope, right?
White one?
Like a white pistol.
Oh, the grips.
The grip, yeah.
Yeah, the grips. All right, yeah, you're talking. Yeah, all right. You're talking like Cobra from
yeah,
Sylvester Stallone
yeah,
from Cobra.
Hell yeah,
Remember
something like that.
If you're buying guns just
Nah,
for
I'm not
like
gonna buy
looks,
that. No.
buy
Some
a-
people do though.
buy a
a lot
desert-
of people do.
buy a Desert Eagle.
What
It's
is
like
it?
an-
No, a Desert
it's
Eagle
the
is
heaviest
500, right?
fucking
500
pistol
It's
you'll ever.
50. Not 500.
No, they make it in all
500
platforms.
mag or
They make-
500. What? How's it go?
They make it in all platforms. Just
okay.
But it's just.
What's the best? What's the big dog? What's like the big Magnum? 500 Magnum, right?
No, the 50 cal. You mean?
Not a 50 cal. That's like a fucking
44 Magnum.
No, they make it in a 44. They make it in a 357, and they make it in a 9. I think.
What's the one? What's the big guy shot at short side? It's a huge revolver. It's pretty much a Desert Eagle, but a revolver. What's the size of that?
If it's a revolver, Desert Eagle's not a revolver.
I know that, but it's
sure.
the same bullet, the big bullet.
I don't know.
No.
Lou, what do you?
No, anybody out there?
I'm a huge Second Amendment rights guy, but I'm not an avid shooter. I'm not what you'd call an operator, but I believe so emphatically in the Second Amendment for so many reasons. But
He's a smooth operator.
Do you know what an operator is? It's somebody that is just well versed in all firearms.
That's an operator?
They call them an operator.
Why?
Yeah. That's just what they call them. They call them an operator. I would never call myself an operator, but I just am a diehard believer in the Second Amendment and what it stands for, and will always support it. And I used to go.
Hey,
shoot.
I'll tell you
what
what.
it is I grew up in Maine, and I grew up shooting in my backyard, shooting at anywhere. Just like when I go to Maine, I take my AR. Lou's been up there. We took my AR out on the back porch and just rattled off 50 rounds like it's nothing because there's nobody around. And nobody would ever call the cops or anything.
It's that fucking guy that was in the woods fucking tracking deer.
Nobody.
Fucking clobbered him.
No, it was like 2 a.m. But here in Jersey, there's not a lot of outdoor ranges. Actually, Lou has access that we should go. He has access to a gravel pit in the middle of nowhere we can go to. But everybody joins indoor ranges down here. I've never been attracted to range shooting indoor. Have you? I've done it a ton of times.
That's all I've ever been.
That does not.
In college, my buddy took me to some side of the road and we shot some shit. But
Isn't that more fun though?
it was cool, yeah. Real cool. It was a shotgun. We shooting a shotgun.
I'm not interested. You got 10 guys next to you to the right shooting. You got 10 guys to the left. You got people behind you waiting. You got to turn around, go back to the stand to reload. Like, it's just not my style. I get why they do it because we're in a populated area. I get it, but it's never. I joined a couple and I shot there a few times. I haven't actually been to a range in I bet 5 years. That's how long it's been. But every time I go to Maine, I pop off tons of rounds. You know,
Pop a cap in your ass.
All right, I've read 3 questions so far about cauliflower ear.
Cauliflower.
Guys,
what's the
tonight
question?
They want to know how it happens.
we're gonna land some.
How it
tonight.
happens? All right, cauliflower ear. Now, it's like a bruise, right? A bruise has nowhere to go in your ear, so it goes out. It's called the hematoma, like what Joanna got her head.
Yep.
It's a hematoma in your ear. but it has nowhere to drain, so it hardens up. Now,
so what is hard in there? Blood,
pus. I don't know. Yeah, all that shit, I guess.
And it eventually becomes cartilage.
I don't know. Whatever. It's what. Yeah,
I felt his ear.
I don't think it's cartilage. It becomes whatever
Weird.
it is. It becomes hard shit.
I'd known this guy for 15 years, and he actually one day said, "This is like a couple weeks ago." I was like, "Grab it's as hard as a rock. It's crazy." I thought it would be soft and jelly.
My left ear, my left one, this one. I literally, I think it was my sophomore year of college. Or junior year, I don't know. I got it, blew up, and I had practice, and I wasn't gonna sit out, and I literally got it drained every day for a month, 30 days in a row. Every day after practice, I would get it drained with a needle, and it still came back. The only way you could do it, you got to drain it and not do nothing. But I'm not no bitch, so I jumped in there.
But as hard as it is now, you can't drain it now.
No,
right?
no, you can't drain it. And I tell you what, it hurts bad.
Who's got better cauliflower ears, you or Randy Couture?
His are probably worse than mine.
His are worse than yours?
Yeah. He'd take the cake.
Now, why can some people, even with wrestling backgrounds, never get them? Is it just
I don't know, man. It's just I think it's just Steve wrestles every day since he's 4 years old. Yeah, and he's 50 and he has no collie.
Never
None.
even.
And you know what? His son just got collie. So
really,
who knows?
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you eat cauliflower?
I do. I love it. Yeah. I always tell people. I tell little kids at camp. It's dog ears, right? Like, what do you mean dog ears? I'm like, go ahead, touch it. And they get close. I'm like,
all right, back to the topic of all coronavirus. How's it affecting each of your lives right now? Basically, is it affecting each of your lives?
It is affecting my life, yes. My kids are home all damn day. I have to do work on the computer with them. I don't. My wife does. I mean, I say yell at my kids, tell them to do it. So I'm like the enforcer in that aspect. All my gyms are pretty much closed. I have a wrestling gym in town that I could train at, but I'm limited to what I could do and people I could see. I've been getting my workouts in, but it's not the same. I don't have my regular schedule, so that sucks. I'm not seeing my parents or my in-laws because we're trying to stay away from old people. Just God forbid.
Oh, and your sister's pregnant.
And my sister's pregnant. I've seen her though. She seems good. So that's how it's affecting my life. Luckily, I get paid when I fight, and it's not like I survive on a weekly paycheck like some people do, and when they don't get them, they're really hurting. So luckily, I'm okay in that aspect. But seeing how long this goes, who knows? Who knows?
I'll give my 2 cents here in a second, but tell people what you shared with me upstairs when we were talking before about what you saw. I guess it was on Instagram, the advice about your kids and studying, getting their homework.
Yeah,
I actually thought, and a lot of parents, teachers rather, not parents, may frown on this, and Frankie's saying this, but to me it made a little sense.
I mean, and you gotta take it with a grain of salt too. It's not like one case fits all, but saying like for all the parents that are out there trying to be the student, trying to homeschool, don't. Like, these kids are stressed out. They're probably seeing the news, maybe a little bugged out, and when they're stressed out, there's not a good learning environment. They said read to your kid, read books, read your book, read their books, go build forts, go play with Legos, go do this, and try to make some memories, because your kids are gonna remember this shit, more than school probably. And I do think it's a good take, but our kids need to learn, and are they learning though? That's what I want to know.
Perspective and priorities.
Yeah.
They're probably, hopefully, I don't know about probably, hopefully only going to experience this once in a lifetime. So what's more important, learning 2 + 2 or spending quality time with your family at home when we're in uncertain times. None of us really know what's going to happen. So
yeah.
My perspective on it, how life has changed. Luckily, it hasn't affected parenting time with Jenny and I at all yet. I hopefully it doesn't. I still get the kids on the days I get them. Jenny still gets them on the day she gets them. We're actually co-parenting really well. We've been in constant contact through this whole thing. As far as my job goes, because I am a weekly paycheck guy, I still get up every day, same time. I still go to work every day. There's been a lot of changes implemented with my union job, with my normal job, as far as safety precautions and safety reasons, but I'm considered emergency services, so I'm still allowed to work. For those of you that don't know, I do petroleum deliveries, so on our residential account, side of it, people still need heat, people still need hot water, so we have to provide those services for people And they have laid off a lot of people at my job, but I'm still there. I've been there 24 years. You know, a lot of people, I think, thought that I lived off my wife for a long time. I didn't. I've always paid my own bills and always been employed. So I'm still there, and I'm still working every day. For now, we'll see. We've got a governor here in the state of New Jersey that's, for lack of putting it any other way, quick to pull the trigger on a lot of safety precautions. So who knows how long any of us will be working. My heart goes out to those people in the food service industry and the bar industry, because a lot of those people are paycheck to paycheck, and right now they're not working, and they've essentially crashed the system in New Jersey for unemployment services. And you know, my heart goes out to them. I more so maybe than those people that work in that industry, the owners of small business, small restaurants, small bars, they may never reopen. We don't know how long this is going to go on, so you know, that's tough. The aftermath of this. We keep hearing stimulus package.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Saw on the news today while I was getting my hair cut, actually. I guess they've authorized a $1,200 check to be issued to anybody that's been affected by this. $500 per child, I heard, if you have children. And
wait, $1,200?
$1,200 was the number I saw on the
One-time
news.
check?
One-time checks right at this point. And then there was it was a lesser check. It's if you make less than $75,000 a year, you get $1,200. If you make more than $75,000 a year, I may have these figures a little off. I just saw this on the news. $800, $900, something like that, and then $500 a child. It's something, but it's, you know, if you go if you're, let's just say you're a bartender at a, you know, decently busy bar. I mean, back when I worked in the bar business, you could make $1,000 a night if you were a bartender. So, you know, $1,200 is just going to cover a weekend basically for some of those bartenders.
What was that bar you worked at?
Hemingway's.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the Blue Oyster.
This Sailor Boy worked there.
Back to you again. Co-parenting.
Yeah, I just spoke on it. Has not affected co-parenting yet. If it does, it does. Listen, I'm not going to get, you know, angry with my ex-wife if some quarantine is enacted where I can't get my kids. I don't see that happening, but listen, I've been wrong before. You know, we have to work with each other, and we've agreed to do that. I keep hearing I'm getting trashed on Jersey Shore. I don't watch the show, and I keep hearing I'm getting trashed on that show by my ex and her friend, shall we say. I'm going to hold my tongue on that for right now, but you have to remember, everybody, that was filmed 6-8 months ago, so I just let it pass. I, of course, read some of my DMs and some of my comments, and they want me to comment on it, and I think they just want to cause a row and a fight. I'm going to take the high road. I have left that in the past. I'm happy to have moved on. I keep saying my mantra is onwards and upwards. I wish Jenny well. I have no ill will towards it at all. We went through what we went through. People that think negatively of me or think that I'm, you know, some monster, you're always going to think that. You're entitled to think that. I might even if I saw what was put out there, but if that was true, I'd be in jail. So none of it was true. I was nothing even along those lines. It was a lot of emotion put out there. So again, going to leave that all in the past. Onwards and upwards. We are getting along famously now.
Onwards and upwards. It's like a salmon, right? Salmon, then they go onwards and up the river.
Is that what it is? Yeah, all right. Well, and then they die at the end of it, right?
Yeah, so you're onwards and upwards.
I think they don't breed. They release their semen and then they die immediately afterwards.
No, it's not like a bee. A bee stings you and dies.
Google that. They do. Salmon go back to the river, the exact river that they spawned in and they were born in, and then they die at the end. That's the end of their life cycle.
After they nut, they go die.
The females go first. They lay their eggs. The males come in. The river turns white because there's fucking jizz everywhere. Looks like when I have my laptop out, and then they die. They do. They get all weird. They get all like these extended jaws. They get this hunchback. They look homely as hell, and then they die. And then the bears eat tons of dead
ones. That's to catch them live.
They do, and that I guess when they die, they're decaying and they're not as healthy or as fresh as the ones that are still alive.
Like the live ones.
But the end of their lifestyle is they blow their load and they die. I wouldn't be that disappointed with that. Yeah, no.
The worst way to go.
Can you put that sailor outfit back on?
We want the knowledge about the salmon. Spawning salmon that die after migrating home actually do their offsprings a favor. It says, most of them stop eating when they return to fresh water and have no energy left for a return trip to the ocean. So, yeah, they die. Pacific salmon, Atlantic salmon do not die after spawning. They can keep doing the
I'm a
cycle
fucking
over.
Atlantic salmon, baby.
That's what you were talking
I'm
about. the
Atlantic salmon, yeah. I nut and keep it moving, baby.
Renee, come down here. Straighten this fucking kid out.
Oh, my God.
So that's it?
That's-
What else?
yeah, man,
No
that's
more
it.
questions?
Wait, whose page you on? His or mine?
I did both.
Oh, really? And
I
that's
did
it?
both.
Actually, I seen one
Do you want me to
question. I
say
seen
some of
one-
the craziness that's
yes,
on here?
yes, I did. I got one. I got
All right.
one.
There's
I
no
got one. They
question
want to know. I got
for
one.
all
I
There's
got
no
one.
questions.
Listen,
Most
I gotta
of
go
it's-
on. I gotta go on. They said, Roger, can he tan during the quarantine, or is he gonna get real pale?
I saw that. I didn't want.
No, ask those. Those are the good ones. First of all, people.
This is what he says.
First
He
of all,
doesn't
I-
tan.
Okay, so I'm brutally honest about everything, but I'm gonna hide that I tan. I actually do not tan. I swear to God, I'm this odd complexion red. Look at me. Look at the contrast between Casper Whiteboy over there and
Casper
me.
White. That's because I don't go tanning.
I don't go tanning. It's fucking high blood pressure. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking.
Frankie showers 4 times a day.
I take
I
a
shower.
I take a
I
razapam
shower a lot more
every
than
day.
him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Fucking his
I shower
excuse
a
is,
lot more.
I'm dirty. That's what Frankie says. I'm fucking dirty.
It's not high blood pressure.
All right.
It's called a fucking bar of soap.
It's called I stress about dumb shit.
He does. You do. Actually, I'm
really
learning this
do.
about
I
you.
totally
You
do.
are. You like stress. That's
I
why you always got to
totally
get a
do.
haircut. You always
I
get
do.
a haircut. You want no one fucking saying he got hair is all fucked up, right?
Today?
Anytime. You're always
No, I
you
get
get
a
haircuts
cut.
once a week.
Every Thursday. I
That's
get cut.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to
It
me.
used to be every 2 weeks when I was married because it used to piss Jenny off that I would get my hair cut once a week. So now, once I got divorced, I was like, fuck it, I get
You
my
should
hair
have
cut.
fucking kept. That's the problem. That's probably the problem.
That's why we got
You should have kept
divorced.
fucking. You should have kept getting haircuts every week. You might still be together.
All right, here's some other ones.
That was not meant to
favorite
be.
movie. I mean, favorite movie.
Oh man, that's so hard, bro.
Jeez,
That's
there's so many good ones,
hard.
man.
Let's talk. Well, no, actually, no. Someone's actually my buddy put a couple questions. Marky Lee on there, Mark Vincent.
Did he?
And yeah, he had one like, what is your best like this type of era type of movie like like Legend. What's that? I Am Legend, like something like that.
That's a
you
good
know?
movie, yeah. Jesus, man.
This type
favorite movie? I mean, Stephen King.
No,
like
said some
quarantine
good-
type
not
movies?
favorite movie. Yeah, like quarantine type
Quarantine
movies.
movies.
You know, quarantine
Oh,
type
to
movies.
watch now? I'm such a documentary guy
No,
nowadays.
I know, but we're not talking about that. Did you see I Am Legend?
Of course, I Am
Okay,
Legend's
did you
older,
see? Did
bro.
you see? I know. Well, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about fucking hot off the press movies. We're talking about movies you saw. What about World War Z?
No, I don't think
That was a
I saw
zombie movie.
Contagion.
Contagion. I didn't see that.
Oh,
one.
this genre of what's
yeah,
going
right,
on
right,
now.
right,
Oh,
right,
I got
right,
you.
right.
Zombieland.
Zombieland. That was good. I didn't see part two. Is
I didn't
part
see
two
part
any
two
good?
either.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I thought Zombieland wasn't bad.
Yeah, jeez, I don't know.
I Am Legend was pretty good.
I Am Legend is excellent.
What's the one with Denzel Washington?
Alien was pretty good. I mean,
that's about aliens in outer space. Not really
no,
about.
but they
It's not really about fucking diseases on Earth. What's the one with Denzel Washington?
I Am Legend's about fucking dead people.
No, what do you mean? It's about a disease that happened and turned into zombies.
It is.
What's the one with Denzel Washington where he's blind?
Book of Eli.
Book of
Book
Eli.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What'd you think about that movie?
I didn't think it was Denzel's best role ever, but I thought the movie was good.
All right, I'm watching the movie, and then all of a sudden they tell you he's blind. I'm like, get the fuck out of here! He's blind. He's shooting birds out of the sky. He's fucking blind.
Yeah, no.
If we're talking about movies, though, did you notice at the end of the movie when the bad guy took his book? That's when he became blind and buried him, and you know what I'm saying, and she went back and got him. That's when you notice
Who was
he's
the
like
young girl in that movie?
Yeah, well, you notice it because they want to show it to you. He's
but
blind.
during the movie when he has the book, God is supposedly guiding him, and he can focus.
Okay, I like that.
Lou,
I like that.
Lou,
That's
who
a good,
was the young
that's
girl
a
in
good
that movie?
outtake.
That played like
Same girl that's in Zombieland, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
the redhead.
the young girl in Zombieland. Yeah.
Forget, but anyway, they were.
No, but hey, that's pretty good. I like that. I like that. When he had the book, he could see. When he didn't, okay, all right. Not they might have flipped my strip on that movie. I like that, Marky Lee. What else? He had another couple good questions on there.
I think my favorite movie of all time that has nothing to do with what's going on now is probably Stand By Me.
Stand By Me. Wow,
That's
it's
fucking
great.
great movie, man. Just it was such a relatable where I grew up and then walking the railroad tracks. That's what I used to do.
Where was that? That was up there.
I don't know where the movie took place.
No,
but-
that's a Stephen King movie, so
Well,
it probably
it's
did take place up there.
I
Right?
grew up maybe 50 miles from where Stephen King lives, and a lot of his movies, like the Pet Cemetery House, for example, is a couple towns over from where I live. So, or
The Shining, and
Cujo,
Doctor Sleep. It's probably one of amazing books.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely a Stephen King fan.
Here's another one from your boy. What do you guys think about the coronavirus unexpectedly benefiting the environment? Lower pollution.
Is that real?
You're the one that said in China they can see the sky.
Yeah, no. In China, you can see the sky for the
Is
first time
it
ever.
real? Is it real? It has to be. If industry.
No,
shuts
I know,
up-
but even in Italy, in Venice, the dolphins are back in Venice.
I was just gonna say
They can see the bottom of the canals.
I went to Venice in high school, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but is Venice polluted from industry, or is it the sewage from residential houses? That's what I always heard.
I don't know.
I always heard it was residential.
People are still
sewage.
shitting if that's the
Right.
case.
It's not going to affect
all that
business.
fucking toilet paper.
But I went to Venice when I was in high school. Went with my dad, and we bounced around, but Europe. But we went to Venice one day. We did the gondola rides and stuff, which was kind of weird. Me and my dad in a gondola, and it literally
Gondola.
What did I say? Gondola. Gondola is what goes up a mountain, right? Hey man, listen. Some of the shit you say down here, bro, you got some balls correcting me. But anyway, we did the gondola, whatever the fuck it is.
Fucking gondola.
That's the thing that goes up the mountain.
That's how you say gondola in Italian. The gondola.
We did. Listen, I'm going to Turks and Caicos next week, right?
Turks and Caicos.
So we did the ride, and it was bad. You could, the smell was horrible. You wouldn't want to fall in there. You wouldn't. It was bad.
Well, I seen a video today that there was dolphins literally.
That's
in
crazy.
there.
Wow.
And you got to wonder, right? If the U.S. is really doing this quarantine and people are literally slowing down and this and that, I bet you it has to be something here, right? Is our air going to go from moderate to good now?
I don't know. We'll see.
In Maine, it's always good.
It's always good in Maine.
Good.
Maine is what they call a no-growth state. They do not encourage business growth up there. They want to keep it pristine. They want to keep it beautiful.
Is that why you were skinny until you came here?
Yeah,
no growth in Maine?
Yeah, that's a good one. Frankie made it funny. It's actually pretty good. No, but industry is not encouraged up there because it's called vacation land, right? Everybody goes there, spends a ton of money in commerce for vacationing in Maine, and they don't want to ruin that. They don't want to build it up and make it
right.
So
Take it away from the natural pristine.
Fight question?
Sure.
Why don't more wrestlers who transition to MMA embrace the tie clinch?
I mean,
I thought that was Muay Thai. That's not wrestling.
no, I know, but it's a inside control. It's kind of a wrestling related type of situation. I mean, you never see the tie clinch in wrestling. So if that's what he's kind of trying to say, it's not like just because we grapple that we know the tie clinch. I don't know if you watch any wrestling, you don't see anybody double collar tie someone and tie clinch them. So that's probably why I don't see it as much. I do think guys that maybe train it, wrestlers, could probably get a good grip on it just because it's kind of a grappling art somewhat. But it's really Muay Thai more than anything.
Seaside question.
Ooh.
Can you tell the listeners what the difference is between Seaside Heights and Seaside Park?
Okay, Seaside Park, to me, that's where I go to the beach. It's more family-oriented, a little slower, a little quieter. Seaside Heights is Jersey Shore, the bars, the boardwalk, the rides.
Little advice, guys. Little advice. Don't fall in love at the Jersey Shore.
Wasn't that
the
like
Heights, not
wasn't
the
that,
park.
Wasn't that like the?
You want to fall in love at the park? You're good. Not
wasn't
at the Heights.
wasn't that like the motto of the TV show?
Pretty much, I guess.
Fucking should have hammered that in your head, buddy.
I think Ronnie said that actually. Yeah.
Pork roll or Taylor ham?
Pork roll.
I'm a pork roll guy because I'm down here, but it's either. Who gives a fuck?
Taylor Ham's North Jersey. I could care less.
Yeah.
Whatever you want me to call it, as long as you give me what I want.
You know what? I mean, this is the argument. I'll eat it, whatever. I'll say, if you don't understand me, I will recorrect myself and say Taylor Ham. It doesn't matter. But they say Taylor Ham is what it is. No, is the company.
Correct.
Is the company. Pork roll is what it is.
Right.
Is the product. Right?
Right.
Makes
That's
sense.
I heard the same thing, yeah.
They don't have it anywhere else, really.
Oh, actually, you know who told me that? Bobby, our best friend who passed away.
North Carolina.
He used to go to North Carolina, and he came back here from North Carolina. he's an electrician by trade, right? And a pretty successful one. He had his own side business, made a ton of money, went to North Carolina to visit his mom, and he comes back with these fucking big eyes, and he's like, you'd have to know Bob, he's a fucking juice head, muscle head dude, but he's like, they don't have pork roll, egg, and cheese down there.
Yeah.
Me and Monica are going to move down there, we're going to open a fucking food truck, and we're going to sell, and I was like, go get him, Bobby, go get him.
Dude, I went to when I went to college. I went to my visit for college. Me and my old man went to breakfast, and I'm at the thing. And I'm like, "Hey, can I get a pork roll and cheese?" She's like, "What?" I'm like, a Taylor ham. So I was like, "Oh, Taylor ham, egg, and cheese." She's like, "I don't know." I'm like, it's like a little piece of, it's like a flat piece of meat. It's like, I don't know what the fuck. No, we don't have that. I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it, but they don't really. It's a Jersey thing. It's really Jersey. Yeah. You probably get it in New York. Chris tries to say you can get it in Delaware. I'm like, that's fried bologna, bro.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
Basically.
Would you fight in an amateur MMA fight?
No, because you have to be honest with yourself. People see me and they're like, "Oh, he's tattooed. He's got muscles. Like, you probably do good." Listen, man, we're not in that world anymore. Like, I trained for a very short period of time as a total amateur with Frankie. Would I fight at 44 years old? No, and here's why. I got way too much pride to lose. I'm not gonna. I have to work a full-time job. I got 2 kids. I wouldn't go into a fight to lose. There's no fucking way. So I'd have to train my ass off.
What if you trained for a while? If you trained for a while,
yeah. I mean, I was asking you questions back in the day when I was training you about doing like an amateur fight, and I think
we should do some celebrity shit, bro.
No, I've had a chance to do that, bro.
I know we should do that.
We talked about that.
I've had a chance to do that.
I know. He did the Jose Canseco.
I met the guy that puts those on, and
we could do our own. Let's do our own.
Celebrity boxing?
What's Jenny's guy's name?
Zach.
I got no beef with Zach at all. But
joke. You guys perfect matchup, bro.
That'd
be a good matchup.
He's got an advantage just in age. He's half my fucking age.
That's
but
true.
If you think I'd lose, you're fucking insane. There's no fucking way I would lose.
Oh,
no fucking way.
Okay. Roger again. The transition from normal everyday dude to some immediate fame.
Oh, man, that's a tough one to answer. So I met Jenny very organically, 2010. I mean, I consider myself a local here. I moved here in '98. I was 22 years old. Started going out to the seaside clubs. Met a lot of friends in the area, and I was literally just out with my buddy Vasily and his girl very organically the first time I ever met Jenny, which was season 1. She didn't have any money, was essentially broke, and just given this a shot at trying out to the Jersey Shore didn't even have a name. It was a pilot show that they were trying to pitch and sell to networks when I met her, and literally she walked in the club. I saw her. She had like I always say a bandana wrapped around her boobs. She had like nothing on for a shirt, and immediately I was like, I want to talk to that girl. And I didn't know she had anything to do with the camera thing. So it wasn't like I saw her part of this big entity that is MTV and Jersey Shore. Had nothing to do with that. I met. She walked past me. We made eye contact, and then she went over by these cameras. But again, very low. It's basically like the camera we got in here right now. Very low key. It was a pilot show. Anyway, we got to talking that night. That was what eventually turned into be season 1. So it kind of happened organically. I think a lot of people think that I jumped on board to this massive mega hit show. Wasn't like that at all, man. It wasn't on TV. Nobody bought it. Didn't get bought till like a year later. Maybe not.
But it didn't get real popular until you got on, right?
Season 1 hit pretty hard, but you got to remember they all did it for free.
So I'm saying,
Jenny had no money.
The heartthrob, when the heartthrob came on.
No, I think what took the show off is when that guy punched Nicole is what made it take off.
I think it was the beefcake. The beefcake, Roger
Matthews. It was that and the Italian American organization in Jersey that took such umbrage with that show and the American and the Italian flag and all that. They really hyped the ratings too because they were all over the papers but yeah, it wasn't even a picked up show. Jenny was not JWoww. She wasn't and yeah, so that kind of happened organically. And then season 3 we actually started dating. So yeah. So yeah, no, it wasn't. It was injected immediately into fame, I suppose, via who I was dating.
I'm saying, how was it though for you to go from
It was a
just
very
truck driver Roger to fucking.
People want to take your picture all the time.
From a kid that grew up in a tiny little town in Maine in a family business, oil business, and then came to Jersey and started working for a union company down here that did the same thing, to that happening. It happened so fast. I mean, our entire 9 years together was just so fast paced. Again, don't regret any of it because I wouldn't have the kids I have, but I wouldn't want to do it again. I wouldn't. I would want to have the kids, but I wouldn't want to do
practice
all that
having
again.
the kids too. Probably the practice part.
I think everybody wants to be famous until it happens to you. There's a lot.
Dude, I can't listen. I'm not famous. I don't consider myself famous at all, right? But I'm known a little bit, right? Around here, I'm known, and like, dude, people ask stuff of me all the time, I think
you're famous, Frankie.
all the time, right? Like crazy stuff. People I don't even know ask stuff of me. I can't imagine being really famous.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's gotta be crazy.
No, you say they ask stuff of you. This is something off topic because we knew we were going to go off topic. Do you get strange requests like through Instagram? Do you?
I honestly, I really try not to look at my DMs too much, man. But you have to because sometimes there's opportunities, and I do want to hit the fans back. I do try to talk to some people, but some people there's some crazy people out there, man.
Dude, so, for as many good things that have happened to me through social media and that I've tried to help or bring light to, the first name that comes to mind is Caitlin McGill, who was a young girl diagnosed with cancer who I just fell in love with her. I went to see her. She affected me tremendously, and that was such a good thing because we met through Instagram essentially, right? But I've had a number of, and I'm an idiot. The girl I'm seeing says, "You're a fucking idiot. Stop being so nice all the time." But I refuse to just give up on humanity. I'm gonna make some fucking dumb mistakes. One of them recently happened. I think I told you this. This woman hit me up, and I could be wrong. I could be way off, but I'm just gonna tell it like it is. I'm a sucker for kids, and I think people know that. Anything with kids. You know the story I'm going to tell?
Sure.
This happened a number of times. I'll just share one of these stories with you.
Siri. Frankie's communicating with Siri.
Siri recording me?
Siri's
Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm married again. You're recording me. What was I going to say? Oh, this woman hit me up in a DM, and I read it. And I don't read all my DMs. I get a lot of DMs, but I read it. And it was, I won't say any names because I still feel bad for her. But she was a mother living in a motel.
I'll grab that.
Like a pay-by-the-week motel. And she had 3 boys who she said hadn't eaten in a couple days, were starving, and wanted to know if I could help them out. So I said, the only thing I have at the time, I think, was PayPal, and she didn't have PayPal. So she convinced me to download an app called the Cash App. I didn't have it. She convinced me, and she gave me her name on Cash App. And I know better than to send like a ton of money because, that's just dumb to do. So I said, she asked me, I think, to send her $25. I sent her $50 through the Cash App, right?
Wait. This is some chick on the DM.
Why
did she want $50? Did she say why?
She told me she's living in a motel, and her kids hadn't eaten in a couple days, right? Her children. And I saw her, I looked at her Instagram, and she definitely had some boys and didn't look like she was living in the best conditions. And she convinced me to download this app called the Cash App, right? So I downloaded it, and I always get sketched out because I wasn't familiar with the app or whatever. But I said, okay, downloaded it. I was just laying in bed by myself, and maybe I was feeling a little vulnerable. I don't know. And, I felt bad for her. So she gave me her Cash App name, and I double-checked with her because it wasn't her IG name. And I was like, I don't know, maybe that's her fucking nickname or whatever. I was like, this is definitely it because your IG name is this? She said, yes, absolutely. I send it. It gets accepted like 10 minutes later. It says your Cash App has been accepted. And then she writes me back, oh my God, I screwed up. That's not my Cash App name. I'm like, I just sent the money to someone, and they accepted it, So she's like, oh my God, I feel like an idiot. I'm so sorry. I would never do that. That's not a scam. My boys really haven't eaten. And I literally didn't know what to do. I just ignored it because I was like, it's a scam. She's trying to get me to send more money. To this day, I don't know if it was only $50, not the end of the world, but I don't know if she scammed me. She still DMs me to this day and asks for more money. And I don't know if she scammed me and actually she had that account set up in a different name and got it and then wanted more. I don't know. But yeah, that's just one of many stories.
That's the problem, Nick. You want to do nice for people, but
Right.
like there's fucking snakes.
I said, how could you get the wrong name? Like I asked you twice. How could you get it wrong?
That's a little shady. That's
So-
definitely shady.
Well, you said before you said that you don't consider yourself famous, but there's people out there that are super famous. You don't know how they deal with it.
Right.
I just think there's a level that you get past of being famous where people probably don't even ask them anything anymore either because they're just too famous. I think you guys are easy targets because
They don't.
guys.
No. They definitely get asked. You think The Rock reads his fucking DMs?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
fuck
no
it.
way.
He's got somebody on standby.
But dude,
The Rock's an awesome guy.
Listen, like The Rock probably gets hit by people he does semi know. I'll get hit by people I don't know. I also get hit by people I do know. Rock's probably getting hit by plenty of people he knows pretty well. Can I get this? Can I get that? Can you introduce me to this guy? Can you show me this guy? Like I'm sure he has to deal with that, and that's just crazy.
Yeah. But he's got probably 4 assistants that just follow him around all day, and he should. I fucking love that guy. I hope he runs for president. I'm not shitting on The Rock in any way, but there's no way that dude's reading his fucking DMs. You know what I mean? No way.
In quarantine, what the fuck do you think he's
I'll tell
doing?
you- I'll tell you-
He's probably doing
all he's
nothing but
doing.
reading the DMs.
Yeah, he's not. He's probably working out. I'll tell you another story. Again, I won't name names, but it happened sort of locally. I could tell you a ton of these, but here's another one that just recently happened. I had a good friend, won't say his name, who said that he drives an Uber occasionally.
Johnny.
No,
Johnny.
No,
No, Josh.
drives an Uber occasionally, and he drives this kid to work who has no license, and his wife was involved in a horrible car accident where she had traumatic brain injury and has been in the hospital since over the winter. Like she's been in the hospital for months and months and months, and she's about to get sent home to him. And he's going to have to quit one of his jobs to take care of her. Has no car, has no nothing, and my buddy hit me up and he's like, bro, my heart breaks for this kid. I'm actually going to give him my broken down car that's in my driveway that needs brake lines. I'm going to put brake lines on it, give it to this kid so he can get back and forth to work once he gets his license back. But I really want to help this kid out because he has such a hard luck story. I said, Garrett, listen, should have just said his name. I said, people lie to me.
Johnny.
I said, people lie to me all the time about stuff. Make sure this story adds up. So he's like, okay. He's like, I know he's kind of like questioning why I'm saying that because he doesn't experience this shit, you know? So I'm like, make sure this. So he sends me the article in the magazine and I read it and the names match up and it's for real. And she really is injured. She really had a traumatic brain injury. She really is going to need help for the rest of his life. So I plug it and I plug the GoFundMe page and the kid hits me up. He's like, oh my God, thank you so much. But that's not the GoFundMe page. It's this page. So I changed it. Well, I wake up the next day and her whole family hit me up and said, yo, he's not the one taking care of her. Like her mother is going to take care of her. He shouldn't be getting the money to take care of her. Like it was, they said, please delete the post. The family. I was just trying to do a good thing. Yeah. I wasn't trying to screw anybody over or anything. So I deleted the whole
that guy
post.
was being a snake though?
Well, he apologized. You know, he said, listen, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to do anything shady. You know, I've talked to the mom or, you know, it's fine. You can plug her GoFundMe, not mine. I don't know, but I know the family was upset and asked me to take it down and said that he was not the caretaker and to please remove the post. And I did. And I'm very hesitant to help people out now. Very hesitant.
Well, that's like even like when you want to donate to a charity, like how much is really going to the people that need it?
Right.
People are getting paid. People are making money before people fucking actually need it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, that's why, and like everywhere you go, they want, can you give money for this? Can you give money for that? How much is my dollar or whatever? $5 is really going to this person.
I would rather find, and I try to do this. I really do personal cases.
Yeah, I agree.
That's on more of a local level and help them out directly.
Me too.
You know who was also good with that? We shout him out. Jesse's good with that. Jesse did Christmas time. He was doing home food deliveries to people that were shut-ins and stuff.
Yo, Marky's dad in Jersey City did a whole Christmas drive. And now now Marky took it over after his dad passed, and he has like 30 families he gets toys for every year. It's nuts. And we always adopt a family or two.
It's nice. You know, I do consider myself a humanitarian, and I like to pay it forward, but there are just some people out there that are just straight up ball-faced liars. They are. Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking dirtbags out there, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That's why you got to be vigilant, even this time. Supposedly, you
got to do your research.
Tom's River Police did
this
this thing. Scammers there's a lot of people calling people, scamming people right now. So be careful. How do you get scammed by somebody on the phone, dude? I don't get that.
Old people. Remember
yeah.
the famous fucking emails and phone calls that came from Nigeria? And listen, I need a $10,000 investment.
Yeah, give me your bank account. I'll put it in your bank.
I just need $10,000, and I'm heir to $17 million, and I will gladly give you $1 million for your $10,000 if you. And old people were sending it over left and right because they grew up in a different time where, I'm sure there was liars.
Bro. There was fucking people hustling.
Well, why are they the most targeted then? I believe they were just born in a more honest era. I do.
Nah.
You don't think kids are bigger scam? Listen, they are. My two kids are the biggest fucking scammers ever. My two kids are fucking little fucking shysters. They are. They know how to work the system, and they're only 3 and 5.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe I did it too. I don't know, but they definitely do it.
Oh yeah, that's not. But I'm talking about like real scammers.
My son, thinks that because when he first shit on, it's my fault, I guess. When he first shit on the potty, and I know his mother did it too. When he first shit on the potty, he got a prize. Now he thinks every fucking time he shits on the potty, he gets a prize. So now he goes in the bathroom, flushes the toilet, and comes out and says he's shit. And there's not even any odor in there. I'm like, you little motherfucker, man. You didn't shit.
Hey, smart boy. Yeah. I like that.
So they're little shysters.
All right, next question again, UFC. Politics in the UFC when you started versus now.
It's politics as usual, like Jay-Z says. Politics are always in everything, man. There's politics in my kids' fucking baseball. There's politics in everything.
Now, does that mean as far as arranging fights, politics? Like that it's about money and not
I think
about...
he meant... what do you mean? I think he means as far as getting into the UFC, politics-wise. Is it better to know somebody or...
Yeah, that's
stuff like that.
I believe that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does help. It always helps to know people, but some people know people and it don't matter, man. It's not. It's probably harder to get in the UFC now than it was when I was there. More people are getting it. But also when I fought, there was 20 fights a year. I don't know. When I first started fighting, 20 UFC fights a year, 25. Now there's like 45. So they have more opportunities for kids, and there's also more weights when I get in. So I'm sure maybe it's comparable, but
the biggest name that I can think of, and maybe that's an indirect question getting to, but CM Punk, did he deserve to get the shot in the UFC?
You know what, man? Everyone got mad at that, and I get it because there's people there that put in the work in and maybe didn't get in. But guess what? He did something in his life. And it's professional wrestling, but it's kind of somewhat a combat sport. He's a fucking famous guy in that world. Our worlds are kind of intertwined a little bit. People want to see what he could do. He made a name for himself that people want to see him fight.
Well, did Brock pave the way, sort of?
Brock was a legit wrestler. Yeah. Brock was a national champ, in college.
Well, there's a lot of
and he went
wrestlers
there
that never make the UFC though. So.
Right, but Brock was also a world champion. Right. So he proved it,
But I'm saying he carried a huge name, right? And I'm sure a lot of that had to do with dollar figures, right? Came over to the UFC, produced huge pay-per-views. I think to date he's still got one of the biggest ones ever. And maybe they saw that in CM Punk. And I really think they gave CM Punk more than an opportunity to prove himself.
Dude, listen.
He came out with a horrible showing, and they let him fight again.
They definitely knew what they were getting with CM Punk. With Brock, they knew what they were getting. He fought Frank Mir the first fucking fight. Mm-hmm. Frank Mir is a killer at the time. Couple-time world champion. Yeah. And with CM Punk, they gave him a guy that was 0-1 because they knew what they were getting. So they kind of gave him a favorable matchup, and it still didn't work out for him.
Wait, first time or second time? He fought Mickey Gall.
That was the second one, right? Second fight?
I believe.
No, maybe the first. He was supposed to fight someone else. Someone got hurt, I think, and then he fought someone else, right?
Well, who was his first? I thought Mickey Gall
might have been his first, no?
Was it his first? No. Oh, yes, because Mickey Gall called him out. He was
supposed to fight someone else, yeah. I don't know, but anyway.
I don't remember who was.
Yeah, I don't remember his first was, but that's what I'm saying. He fought someone, like, even if it was Mickey Gall, Mickey Gall was pretty green. He wasn't fucking Frank Mir.
Right.
Although it was a bad matchup for CM Punk, obviously. But hey, man, I don't know. I'm not really with that. Like, just because they're popular, they can fight. because
Yeah, but is the UFC with that? Do they just see Conor
No, they see
McGregor?
dollars, yeah.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
Although I
you
think
can't compare Conor McGregor.
he definitely backs it up.
Yeah,
There's
dude,
no
he's a legit
question.
fighter. He's a real fighter. You can't compare.
Were
Conor
you saying that when he first made it in though?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Compare. Was he a real fighter more than CM Punk? Absolutely. He fucking fought fights.
I feel like at least 3 guys: Cowboy, Eddie. Who's the other guy? All said like he was not a legit fighter. He was going to get smoked, and he proved them all wrong. You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody ever say he wasn't a legit fighter.
Cowboy said in the press conference, not in the press conference, before they even fought, when they were doing just a Q&A with him, you come up to
Right,
my
yeah.
weight
Well,
class,
of course he's
and,
going to say that shit. You know what I mean? Come on. This guy's fucking talking all this smack at
yeah,
everybody.
but
He's
look
just-
what happened, bro. It's insane. You know, Khabib is the only guy that really implemented the game plan, and really Nate. I mean, you can say, but
Dude,
that was
Nate
a weird.
fucking beat him twice.
Nate-
Beat him once and almost beat him the
Well,
second time.
Nate says twice, but that was a weird thing with the 170 catch weight thing. That was a little bit of a. I
No,
don't
what do
know,
you mean? Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, they fought at 170. They
Dude,
weren't
they're
supposed
both
to.
55 pounders.
Right.
So why was it weird?
Because it wasn't his first opponent that he was supposed to fight, right? Nate came in.
No, he was supposed to fight 55. He was supposed to fight Rafael dos Anjos.
Right.
Okay, then he came in and he fought. Dude, so Nate.
Right, but wasn't Connor's excuse gassing? Wasn't that his excuse? He gassed because he thought the extra weight. No?
No.
I thought that was his excuse.
An excuse is bullshit, first off, because
Right.
it's exactly what that is, an excuse.
Fair.
All right, no. If anything, Nate Diaz came in off the couch. He wasn't training. He wasn't in training camp. He took the fight on 10 days' notice.
Okay, you're right. That was the one. That's when they agreed to the 170.
Right.
Okay, I guess I'll agree with that analysis. I guess I will. Yeah, I guess
It's a good fight. Nate got it done. Second fight, actually, I worked for ESPN as an analyst that day. And
Nate got it done.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought Connor did when I was watching the rounds. I was like, it was tight. It was tight, but could have went either way.
Yeah, I remember watching it. I know it could have gone either way, but there's so many fights that could go either way.
Yeah, always. I mean, it's tough.
You know.
It's tough.
UFC 203, Mickey Gall.
First
That
fight
was
for
first
CM
fight?
Punk,
Okay.
so there you go.
Second fight was who?
But he was supposed to fight someone else. And that guy got hurt. He wasn't supposed to fight Mickey Gall, I'm pretty sure.
You think Conor and Khabib will fight again? I know Khabib says he won't fight him. He's got to fight his way back.
Says he
up,
won't.
but he's
I mean,
already got-
I think if Connor fights and beats Gaethje,
you don't think Khabib is motivated by money? There's no bigger payday than Conor.
I don't think
What
he is,
did Khabib
man.
make on that fight?
$12 million or something.
You don't think it doesn't? Listen, bro. Even you would love that Conor fight.
Are you kidding me? Of
Come
course.
on.
I'm not. I definitely like money.
So if they gave you, I don't know, the best fighter, the number one seed, the champ, or Conor, you wouldn't take Conor?
At this point in my life, I would take Conor. There's
Right,
probably been a
right.
point in my life where I said I would like the belt.
Right. Okay.
You know?
Good. Then you're being honest, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah. No, and
'Cause
honestly,
what
Khabib,
puts food on the table?
Khabib, like, dude, I think he's made his money. He knows he lives a certain way. I don't think he cares. I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't.
He lives a quiet.
He's very he's a devout Muslim. You know, he lives that way. They're very family oriented. His family is I think he still lives home with his parents. Like, you know, he has kids of his own as well.
You don't think there's like a sea of people outside his fucking dad's house waiting for him to
Oh
leave?
yeah, he like I said, he's like LeBron James
Right, that's
over
what
there.
I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
So you think he still lives in his parents' house that they grew up in? I doubt
I
it.
don't know. His dad is very famous over there too.
Because he's a coach, right?
Yeah.
USADA testing.
Kind of talked about it. Frankie loves getting his junk stared at.
What about it?
Is it cheated a lot?
Is it cheated a lot? I don't know. In the U.S., I don't think so. For me, I mean, you know, I the guy that, you know,
We know your story.
yeah, you know, it'd be hard to cheat for me. The only way you could cheat is if I do steroids and take a chance of getting caught. I feel like in the U.S. I don't know how it is in other countries. I almost have a feeling like other countries that aren't a little, you know, poorer, maybe these fighters or coaches could be like, hey, to the drug testing person, I'll pay you some money if you let me know when you come and visit my guys. Because from what I hear is if you know when the test is, you can beat it.
Do you feel kind of like in golf where people get a handicap. You should get a handicap for living in Jersey, the steroid capital of the world, and not doing it.
Yeah, right. I know, man. No steroids for me, bro. One day, maybe. I was thinking that one day. I'm going to be a fucking jacked in this chair, bro. Jacked in this fucking chair.
No, dude, if you're going to do anything when you get older, do growth.
Growth? You know what? I heard growth is not that great for you.
Now they're kind of changing their testimony on it, but
Yeah.
they always called it the fountain of youth for so many years.
You know Louis Simmons, the
now everybody's
West Side
doing,
Barbell
peptides. Everybody's doing peptides now.
Peptides.
Everybody.
But that's like that.
It's
But
it's sorta
peptides
like
is like
growth.
it's
Sorta.
the marker.
It's just
Isn't it
a-
like the markers for growth or something?
There's a whole bunch of there's different schools of thoughts on it, but it essentially yes, yeah. It is a I don't want to call it a growth because I'm going to be wrong, but it replicates it in many ways.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'll stay away for the time being at least.
Peptides is ridiculously cheap too compared to growth hormone.
But like,
Can you do growth by itself, or don't you have to stack it with some tests?
you're
or-
so-
No, I
supposed to
think
stack it.
people can do it by themselves. Though.
I think people do. You always heard about growth when I was young or something that you can make yourself a diabetic if you know what I mean if you do growth, but I don't think that is quite honest. I think it's possible you can, but yeah, you're definitely supposed to stack it with other things, testosterone, DECAs, things like that.
D-ball,
I don't know about D-ball.
Anavar,
D-ball is just water.
Sustanine,
D-ball.
Winstrol. I know some, right?
Yeah.
I know some.
D-ball is just a water pill, basically.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just a water pill.
I don't know.
You get
I remember I had a buddy.
This
I had
is-
a buddy
this
in
is-
high
this-
school.
This is D-ball right here.
Yeah. I had a buddy in high school. I used to fucking give him sight shots before we used to go to the gym.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Chest, shoulders,
Yeah.
belt. He was so fucking tight. I would try. The needle would be bending.
Yeah, a lot of people they call it sight injecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're supposed to use a small needle to do that. Sight injecting.
Yeah, I don't know.
People that sight inject in their traps and shit, bro. It's crazy.
Do you think it really helps? Does it matter?
Yeah, I do. I think
You
it
do,
does,
huh?
yeah. Especially people that do it in their buys and tries.
You haven't tried it in the calves yet?
Oh man,
That stings more than he knows. It does. I only have one baby calf, and it's because I should probably go with you to Columbia. You know why I have a baby calf?
Nerves?
I don't think that camera will pick it up. Yeah, I have permanent nerve damage from a spinal cord injury. But my interior calf on my left leg, my right leg, actually, I think it's a fucking, an 18-inch calf or
He
something?
measures his
It's
calf.
But, I didn't. The doctor did, you fucking dick. My left calf is like 4 or 5 inches smaller because of atrophy.
4 or 5?
It's huge
Wow.
difference, bro. If you look at my left calf, there's no interior calf at all.
4 or 5. That's like
Yeah.
it's about
But
what's in his pants.
It's permanent nerve damage, and that's why I keep wondering about stem cells. But I let it go too long. I let it go for 20 years for my first back surgery, and it just atrophied
Yeah,
away.
no,
I
it's
should
tough
have
to come back.
handled it 20 years ago when I had my
yeah,
first.
I heard it's tough to get back from that.
I had my first back surgery when I was 21 years old. So
18.
yeah,
18 I had back surgery.
That's why and it was a botched surgery in my humble opinion.
Mine was good, bro.
No, I had the same thing you did. I had
Dystectomy.
a dystectomy,
Yeah.
L4, L5, but
Yeah, me
my
too.
injury was, I'm almost positive.
L5S1, I think I was.
My injury was at S1. They never addressed it, and they addressed above, and that anytime you cut anything out, you can't get it back. You've affected
I know,
the
but
quality
I'll
of
tell
your
you what,
spine.
man.
And a dystectomy is just essentially cutting out some of your gel disc.
Yeah.
And I truly believe they addressed the wrong issue. So then I had another surgery, another dystectomy done at S1 and addressed L4, L5 again. And then I went in and had a nerve release done in my leg to try to help all the – I got to the – listen, there was about 5 years where I wouldn't even wear shorts because I was so self-conscious about my fucking calf muscle. I wouldn't even wear shorts. Now I just
What,
don't
the
give
one
a-
side?
The one side,
You were
bro.
self-conscious.
Bro,
Dude,
look at
why
this.
would you care? Come on. You need to have some.
Look at this shit, dude. Nope. Look at that. Okay, so I don't have big legs anyway. I just don't, even though I do legs. But that's my normal calf, right? That's a normal calf. Look at this fucker. It's half the size.
It's not
of
that
one.
bad. It just doesn't stick out as much.
It's all on this side. There's no interior calf.
It's all right, man.
It's half the size.
I won't tell nobody.
So yeah. But now I don't care. I'm old enough where I just really don't give a shit. But for a while, it bothered the hell out of me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm proportionally okay.
proportionally.
You're
Proportionally
proportionally short.
All right, another question, both of you guys. Do you believe in hate? In other words, Is there anyone out there that you loathe that much that you wish
bad on?
Well, I've said this on the podcast before. The two words that I literally can't stand because they're so overused and people just say it so haphazardly are the contrasting words, love and hate. I rarely say either one of them. I don't think I ever said hate. Love, I've said it a handful of times in my life. Obviously, I say it to my family. I tell my kids nonstop how much I love them, but to the opposite sex, because I think it gets thrown out there too easily. But as far as hate, nobody I personally know, but I think I could hate without question. I could shoot in the fucking face and kill anybody that fucks with children, like pedophiles or that is the worst demonology on the planet. I hate them. I do.
Yeah, I
don't know anybody personally.
Yeah, I don't hate anybody I know.
Yeah.
And if I don't like somebody,
just ignore them.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm
I can't hate
44 years old.
Hate takes so much energy. Or like, even like the guys that they're like, oh, do you not like these guys? You fight. I'm like, I don't even know these guys.
Right.
Even Connor, like say me and Connor, we have words on a press conference. I don't know that guy. He don't know me. We don't really know each other. How can I say I hate that guy?
Yeah, he knows how to hype a fight and make money.
I just said him because he, or anybody, any of the guys I fight, you hate them. I'm like, I don't even know them.
No,
I don't know those guys.
I can't stand that word. It's so overused. Same as love. But yeah, nobody on a personal note do I hate. Nobody.
That's good. That's good.
No hate, all love, baby.
Lou, here's a question for Lou, who rarely is on the mic. What do you believe? Because I know the answer to this, because it's a good perspective, and it actually has changed my perspective a little bit. What do you feel like is the root of all evil?
Money.
Yeah. He says money's evil. And Lou actually has a little money.
Money is the devil's paper. That's it.
Lou's actually owned businesses. He's made some money in his
life. It might be
pussy,
though.
Yeah, well.
Because people get money to get pussy, right?
Yeah.
No, pussy is attracted to confidence, cockiness, good looks, and if you don't have any of it, money, which is what old guys have, right? Old guys, usually if they got a lot of money,
money helps.
You'll see a smoking hot chick with some dude in his fucking 60s that looks like death, but he's driving a fucking Bentley.
So you're saying you're investing in some stocks?
I'm saying I'm buying a Bentley. Oh, my stocks are. Did you get? We got the same money guy. Did you get that email? I didn't want to read it.
Oh, dude, I don't even want to.
Fucking basically, as everybody knows, we're in a very volatile market.
I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. I've been playing.
Playing what?
The stocks, bro.
Have you?
Now's the time, man.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
Now's the time. I heard there's companies out there, private companies that are coming up with a possible vaccine for the COVID-19, and I'm like, I almost texted Chris today, bro. Can we get in on these companies?
Right? I know.
But yeah, we got a great money market guy. Frankie and I both use the same guy. Chris, I know you're watching. We love you, buddy. And make us our money back when this economy rebounds. You always do. So we love you, pal. Make my fucking money back, though. I have $63 invested with you after the divorce.
What felt better, beating BJ Penn or having two of the craziest comeback fights with Maynard?
Those two are the ones that always stand out. Everyone's like, what's your favorite fight? I have a couple,
I'd say that too.
I have a couple. But the BJ fight, winning the belt is always amazing just because, reaching the pinnacle of your sport. In wrestling, I came so close to be the best a bunch of times and fell short a bunch of times. So to finally be like, all right, I got the gold. I'm the fucking world champ. That was pretty amazing.
It's not like he was just a guy that just got there. The guy, BJ's a legend, bro.
Yeah, he's a legend as well. And, just the whole way it went down. But the great fights were great. He beat me the first one. We had to draw the second one. And then that third one was probably one of my favorites because I was able to finish with the knockout.
I hate hypotheticals, but I'm going to give you a hypothetical. What do you think could have happened or maybe would have happened with Gray's career since those fights were so close if he'd have won? Do you think he could have been a superstar? Do you think really you just took that away from him because you beat him twice? Very close fights. Best. I mean, listen, there it is right there. That photo is the iconic photo of Frankie knocking out Gray Maynard. But let's say he had won those. Do you think he could have been a superstar?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, he could have been.
Maybe. He didn't really, since those
He had the hype.
Since those fights kind of, didn't do so great. So who knows, man?
Right. I hate hypotheticals, but
sometimes, they say every time you fight, you leave a little bit of yourself in there, especially fights like that.
Yeah.
Some people live a little more than others, I guess.
You left a lot in that, man. That was fucking.
I hope I got enough going.
We'll stick with that. UFC. Why not Edgar versus Faber 2?
He don't want that.
Honesty.
That's it. He don't want that. I'm down. A little old man fight.
I was kind of hopeful for him for his last fight, but he got.
Yeah, I was. I thought honestly, first round, I thought he looked great, and then he stopped moving.
Yeah.
At 30 on.
The guy that never stopped moving, right?
Yeah.
That guy is famous for not fucking stop moving.
All right, this should take up some time. All-time craziest drunk story or craziest bar fight, street fight.
Ooh.
Jeez,
You have any good ones? I've got one good one. I'm gonna tell this one.
I got a bunch of good ones.
I was. We'll just do one because it takes too long, right? Well, we got some time.
We got time.
Okay. All right. So I was freshman going into my sophomore year, summertime, July 4th. So I am what? I'm 15. 15 going on 16. It's me, my buddy Kurt, my buddy Jay, and his brother. So there's 4 of us.
Was this the big older brother dude at the shore, or no?
No. This is different.
Good.
And my buddy's girlfriend at the time was driving. She was driving a cabriolet, Jetta cabriolet. You know what those are?
Yep, sure.
Or not, a Volkswagen cabriolet.
Yep.
Right, little tiny little rabbits. Right, convertible.
Yep.
Okay, it's July 4th. Now I'm 15. My buddy's 15. My other buddy's 16. His brother's 18. I'm in the back. My buddy's girl's driving. He's in his front seat, and then there's 5 of us in the car. And she cut some dude off, whatever. These 2 like biker dudes. They were like probably in their 20s, fucking all tatted up, fucking earrings in their ears. They're like motherfucker, fucking flipping out. We're like young little kids. We're like fuck you, give him the finger. My buddy gets up and moons him. Moons the guy, in the convertible.
And you're too young to have any real experience in fighting at that point, right? You're 15.
I mean, I've been in plenty of fights.
Street fights.
And, and I've wrestled for a while, so.
Okay.
So then this guy's chasing us, right? Whatever. We're not trying to, like, fucking fight the guy, So we're trying to go. All of a sudden, we catch a red light. There's a car in front of us. We're the second car. They're right behind us. And now, this is on Route 70, right by, the new turning point, like where
nobody that's listening is
I'm telling you, okay. Right. On Route 70, which is a four lane, 2 lanes on one side, 2 lanes on the other. Okay, this is July 4th, so it's packed as hell. We're going in between Brick and Lakewood, and we get stopped at this light. Now these guys are fucking beeping the horn at us, and all of a sudden the girl's like, "Oh my god, they're getting out of the car!" So I'm sitting there. All of a sudden I feel, boom! I got punched in the back of the head. So I jump up on top of the car, on top of the convertible, and the other guy comes in. So there's 2 guys. I got one guy on my side.
He's looking like a bad motherfucker standing on the top of a
I'm
convertible.
Well, I do. The guy punched me up.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
Bro, this guy smacked me in the back of the head. So I jump up. I'm standing on top. I try to jump kick this guy off the thing. Miss him. And my other buddy is standing in the guy comes up to the truck. My other buddy is standing. He's like kind of like in a guillotine choke, kind of like in a front headlock. He's like, "I'll break your neck. I'll break your neck." And my buddy, his brother, who was 18, was trying not to fight. He's like bear hugging the guy, and he's like, "Guy, go back in your car. Calm down. And me and Kurt on the other side. So I have this guy. I jump off. I try jump kicking him. I miss. I think it's me and Kurt. I'm like, we're good. I turn around. I don't see Kurt. I'm like, oh shit. Right? The guy swings at me. I duck and I hit this dude. Boom. And I fucking dropped him. That's the first guy I dropped in my life. I'm like, I think he was drunk, bro. Honestly, But and I'm not proud of these events. I was a kid. I'm a little pissed off that these guys came after me. So I dropped him before he could fall on the ground. Kurt's stomping this dude. We're both kind of stomping this dude now. All right, now on the other side, I told you my buddy was hugging the guy, whatever, and he's choking him. I'll break your neck. So they kind of separate.
You were already a man at this point. This is a full 2 years after you lost your virginity.
Yeah, right. I'm probably 130 fucking pounds still, but hey, all right. Then they separate, and I told you, my one buddy's trying not to hit him. I'm like, hit him. Like, the fuck you doing? Hit this guy. He fucking cracks him. The dude wobbles. I come out of nowhere and boom, crack him again.
So
and then we all start. Listen,
we 15-year-olds fucked up.
We
some 20s
fucked these
That's
dudes
awesome,
up, bro.
That's awesome.
Listen, we're
awesome.
stomping them. We're stomping them in the middle of the traffic.
That's awesome.
So there's traffic on both sides of the road stopped.
That's awesome.
People are like, oh my God. Because, dude, these guys had earrings in their ears. Their ears were ripped in half because we were just stomping. Yeah, they started with us. We didn't start with them. And then, so now we're leaving. We jump in the car, the light changes. We were like, get the fuck out of here. Let's go. Bang. Cops pull us over. Cops like, I have blood all over my shoes, all over my shorts. Cop pulls out his car, talking to us. And I'm like, he's like, who mooned the guy? I'm like, I don't know. It wasn't me, but, And I remember just saying to the cop, I'm like, listen, I'm fucking 15 years old, bro. Like, these guys are, how old are these guys? They're jumping on messing with us. You're going to fuck with us? And they actually let us go. These guys did file a police report on us.
No shit.
But I think once they realized that we were 15-year-old kids, they were like, all right, what the fuck are we going to do?
Yeah.
So they dropped the cases. They were 25 and 26 years old.
I feel like every guy that's got a little backbone to him has a road rage story. Everybody.
But this wasn't road rage. We were fucking
Sort
having
of.
fun.
It's sort of
road rage on their side,
on
not
their
on our side.
No, on their side.
And dude, the funny thing, all right, we leave. The cops pull us over. We get out. All of a sudden, we're driving. Her fucking accelerator gets stuck. Her accelerator gets stuck.
How does that happen?
I have no idea. We were dumb kids.
Cabriolet is a really well-made car.
We were going, we were going on the parkway. We were like driving, like, go on the park. We couldn't slow down. We're going on the parkway. We were flying through the fucking toll booth. Well, finally, what we did is we put it in reverse. Or no, put it in neutral. We put it in neutral and just pulled the e-brake. Yeah. And that's how we stopped it eventually. Yeah. But, dude, we were going for miles.
I suppose at 15.
That was the craziest fucking day. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Happen. That's crazy, man. Yeah. That's a good story.
That was pretty good, though. And, dude, that was the first guy knocked out. He was a man. He was a man.
Yeah,
he was 25-year-old with a beard, tattoos. Awesome. I'm like, what?
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, you're like, and if, for people out there that aren't sort of alphas, I guess you don't know that feeling. There's nothing like it. It's almost euphoric in a way.
Yeah, dude, I felt good, bro. Yeah. I felt good, And did I feel bad for these guys? No, I didn't, because they jumped out on us.
They would have done the same to you.
When I was 15, I looked like I was probably 13, dude. Yeah. I looked like I barely had a facial hair. You know what I mean? So, like, come on, dude. You know,
right.
Like, what are you looking for? You were looking to whoop some fucking dudes you thought you could whoop, and then it didn't go that way.
I got a ton of them. I'm trying to think of a good one that's the best to share. You missed one. The hardest I ever been punched in my fucking life. You missed it by about a half an hour. We were at Hemingway's together, remember?
Yeah.
Bro, that's the hardest I ever been punched, and I took that shot, bro. Knocked me right off my feet, but I got that dude in an arm bar. Anyway, that was a sucker punch. That's not a good one I can share because there's a lot of details of that I can't really share. But were you part of the Dave McKenna road rage fight?
Yeah, that was epic.
That was a good one. The Dave McKenna road rage fight. I just said his name.
I get names.
Doesn't matter. He got arrested anyway. So I'll talk about that one in a minute. But this one kind of stands out. This might be a good one to share. He used to live with this kid. Again, I won't say his last name, but Mike. And Mike was really into the black girls, right? Mike really liked the black. He called it the Nubian queens. He used to call them, right?
Put a little cream in the coffee.
Yeah. He used to love the black girls, right? So I was living with him at the time, and kind of new to living with him. And his buddy Nick came over, who also liked the Nubian queens, and they said, "Hey, come out with us tonight." I was only living with him for a short period of time. We're going to go to this club called Mercedes was the name of this club, right? So I said, sure, I'll go, I was a little white boy from Maine, really hadn't experienced too much of that culture, but I was down with it. Let's go. So we went. We were the only three white guys in there. We definitely were. They were in their heyday. They were they go there all the time. They were loving it. It was on Browns Mills, right? So we went there, and I'm just kind of sitting there because they left me right away. They just fucking ditched me at the bar. So I'm just sitting at the bar, twiddling my thumbs, having some drinks, drinking some Hennessy. And they're on the dance floor.
Why Hennessy?
Well, everybody was drinking Hennessy. So I was like, I got to drink Hennessy. So they're on the dance floor with some chocolate bunnies doing the thing out there on the dance floor. And I would have taking a chocolate bunny, but they look at me like I'm new kids on the block and they didn't want anything to do with me. So I remember just sitting there by my home for hours just drinking, and I remember walking through the dance floor kind of high-fiving them and saying, yeah, you go guys or whatever, you know. And remember, I was relatively new living with Mike. I'd only lived with him maybe a month at this point, and I had to go to the bathroom. The bathroom was on the other side, so I went in, I took a piss. When I came back through, this dude didn't like me. He did not like me. He must have known like I stuck out like a sore thumb because
you're the white guy?
Well, I was the only white guy sitting at the bar by himself, right? So he shoulder checked me so hard, man. When I walked past him, he shoulder checked me, and all I remember is he was wearing a Kangol hat, like a golf hat, right? So I didn't do shit. I was like, this is not going to go well for me. So I just ate the shoulder bump, went and sat back down, and then at the end of the night ended. It was clear Mike and Nick were taking girls home. There was no question about it. So I was just kind of along for the ride. But I had drank just enough at that point to have maybe a little chip on my shoulder. And I left, and they were still in the club, and I was walking out, and there's the guy with the Kangol hat right by the front door, right, standing there. So I walked by, and I swear, this is all I said. I walked by, and I go, nice hat, right, when I walked by. But I said it like a smart ass, right? I was like, nice hat. So he immediately fucking said, "What? Fuck you, motherfucker," whatever, you know, had some fucking words there at the door, and I just kept walking. I kept moving. I went to the back, dimly lit parking lot in the back of this place. And here he comes around the corner with like 3 of his buddies. And I will say, I didn't get jumped. He wasn't like, let's fuck him up. He wanted to square up and go, right? So I was like, all right. You know, I'm from Maine. I've been in a bunch of scraps. So I was like, all right.
Those Maine boys, they're known being tough, man.
Right, but I didn't realize Jersey rules. I didn't really get Jersey rules. There's very rare do you have a one-on-one fight in Jersey, right? It's kind of like just fucking melee when it happens. So I was a newbie. And we started squaring off, right? We fucking started going to town. We ended up slamming off a car door, I remember, put a huge dent in the car door. Well, that caused a riot, whoever car that was. Now there's a crowd building up, but no, not my 2 white boy buddies, right? They're fucking inside, you know, trying to score. So I'm out there in a full-on brawl, and it's just me and this kid. Everybody's just standing around watching it, right? And it's all good. Well, when we slammed in that door, something, I guess, he broke something because he didn't get up. He was just kind of laying there. And then I remember like people saying, you about to fucking die, motherfucker, right? And then here comes Mike and Nick, right? And they come walking through like, oh, what's going on? What the fuck? What's happening? You know, we're having fun. They got a couple ladies with them and stuff. And they see clearly that I just had got into a fight with a kid. He's injured. I didn't even injure him, honestly. We slammed into that fucking side of the car so hard. He got injured when he hit it. I think he broke his collarbone, if I remember right. That's what it was. But there was a huge dent. Now people are pissed off because the car is fucked up. And I hear people saying, and I had no idea what this meant, right? No fucking clue. You better get out of here. They're popping trunks, right? Girls were saying, you better get out of here. They're popping trunks. I'm like, why would they be popping trunks? Like, what the fuck?
Is there a spare tire? Or they
well,
flat?
no.
They got a flat?
Like they got they got shit in the trunk that they're either going to shoot you or something, right? And we're literally in this back parking lot. Now the whole club is back there. Now everybody that was in the club is back there, right? Well, 2 seconds later, mayhem breaks out. Mike gets sucker punched in the side of the head. Nick gets sucker punched. We're on the ground. I'm getting fucking like football kicked in the face and shit. And wasn't, I mean, I know everybody's thought like it wasn't at all. Like there was nothing racist about it, whatever. We were just getting our asses kicked at a club that I had never been to. And we literally got fucked up. All 3 of us got fucked. The shit. Mike got it the worst. My roommate. Do you remember seeing Mike after that? Mike got football. I remember at one point I was laying on the ground on like all fours trying to get up, getting fucking just kicked. And I saw a kid run like fucking football ran and punted Mike's head. I don't know how it stayed on his head. And he was out like a light. His head was just ragged on around. And Nick was the only one that got in the car. Somehow he made it to the car and got in the car. And we're trying to get Mike in the passenger side, but he's out like a light. And I remember some girl helped get him in. It was like, you better get the fuck out of here. And I got in the back, and Nick started the car, and then they dragged Nick out and kicked the fucking shit out of him right outside the car, like right there. We're watching, and I'm in the back seat, and some girl that weighed like 300 pounds is pushing the seat back. We were like one of those seats that you got to flip forward from the. She's holding the seat back so I can't get out to help him. At this point, it was a foregone conclusion that we were going to win. We'd already lost, and all got the shit kicked out of us. But I was trying to just get him in the car because I thought the fucking kid was going to die. And he got up somehow, got in the car. We took off. And you know that kid tried to sue me?
What?
The first kid I fought tried to sue me for a broken collarbone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he win?
No, because they called the owner of the club because Nick and Mike were regulars there. they knew them. So she called. Mike actually used to DJ there. She called Mike and said, "Yo, whoever your boy was, that kid got his arm broken and he's coming after the club. You better give up his name." And he wouldn't. He didn't give up my name. I never got in any trouble. But for about a month, we were all of us had fucking black eyes. Fucking, I remember I had a boot print like on my fucking
What
cheek.
club was it?
Mercedes, it was called.
Where? In Jersey?
Browns Mills, yeah.
Browns Mills. Where's Browns Mills?
Out west, yeah. I don't even think it's still open. This is fucking 20 years ago. That was 20 years ago, yeah. But yeah, that was the most ass kicking I've ever received in one night. And I actually won the fight, well, kind of by default. The kid broke his collarbone or whatever, or his arm. I forget what it was. He definitely broke something. And I actually won that 1-on-1, but then I got fucking smoked after that. But Mike got way worse than any of us. Mike literally looked like he just, I don't know, he just looked like he'd got a gang beat down. That's how bad it was. His face was so fucked up. He couldn't go to work for weeks, literally.
Wow.
Yeah.
My favorite Frankie fight, and I don't know how I know this, is you guys leaving Seaside or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Someone popping shit, not knowing who you guys were, and when you guys get out, they were like, "Oh fuck," but it was over anyway.
Yeah, that happened in Seaside. This is actually my last, not real fight, but I mean non-real fight, or fight outside of the cage. This is my last fight. This is right before I got in UFC. I was in Bamboo, my wife, with Ligori, and with my cousin.
Oh, I know the story, yeah.
And Kurt, and all our ladies.
It's the one where your dad picked you up, no?
No, I don't think so. And I'm in the club. It's fucking getting late. And I'm like, when it gets late, that's when you got to go because that's when shit happens. And I was telling my friends, let's go. I was telling my wife, let's go. Of course, I'm in the club. Some dude bumps me. We start getting into a scuffle. I get thrown out. Whatever. I didn't even get to fight the guy. You know what I mean? He's like, the kabouts came here fucking trying to choke me the whole time. I'm fucking fighting hands. I'm like, yeah, try choking me, motherfucker. I didn't know the whole time, though, while I'm getting thrown out, Renee's jumping on the bouncer, and Renee's getting thrown out. I had no clue.
Right.
So I get thrown out. I'm fucking pissed now because I'm looking for this guy that I had the beef with in the club. I'm outside looking for him, and Renee's fucking yelling at me. I'm like, yo, what the fuck's your problem? So I'm like, let's go home. So me and her are fighting. We're way ahead of the pack. My cousin, Kurt, and Brian, and Chris. My cousin was there. He didn't do shit.
Brian?
But, yeah, he
Really?
didn't have to.
Can Brian fight? He's a big boy. Can he fight?
He wrestles, so I'm sure he could handle himself. But so me and Renee are walking. We're way ahead. We get to the car. We're fighting. She's crying. She's drunk. I'm drunk, so she's crying and shit. And we're arguing. And some 2-3 dudes come up and they're like, "Oh, what are you, a tough guy beating on your girl?" I'm like, bro, mind your fucking business, man. I'm talking to my fiance. Mind your fucking business. Yeah, blah. And so now Kurt comes running up. These guys come running up. Now cops are seeing this all go down. So we're kind of arguing, and then the cops roll up. And my line was always like, "I'm sorry, sir. I just want to go home. That was always my line. I don't know if I fucking help. So the cops like, guys, get out of here, go home. I paid attention to see where these guys walked. So we jumped in my buddy's truck, and I told my cousin, I said, go that way. 'Cause I seen these guys walk that way. So we're kind of going back to, by the boardwalk, and these guys parked on a side street. So I'm going down. We pulled down the side street. These guys are about to get in their car. I told my cousin, stop. And I jump at the car. I'm like, who's the tough guy now? Fucking Kurt comes out of nowhere. Boom, blast this one kid. This kid gets up. Boom, I blast him again. The other guy gets out of the car. Boom, I blast him. The other guy gets out. Fucking Chris is doubling him down the thing, dropping elbows. Bang, bang. I'm fucking getting him up. Because I knew cops were coming. I'm like, dude, we got to hurry up and get out of here. I'm getting him up. I bang, kick the guy real quick. Jump in the car. We bounce. Before I got home, a cop buddy of mine called me. Dude, what did you do? They know it was you in Seaside. I'm like, what? He's like, those guys are off-duty cops from Baltimore. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, shit. One of them's in the hospital.
Oh, shit.
So, dude, the next 3 weeks at my job site, I was expecting the cops to come show up and fucking arrest me, but they never did.
Well, here's why. I'll tell you why. Because, I definitely won't say names here, but that looks just as bad to them as it does to you.
Right,
because
yeah.
they're cops.
Yeah,
that's
true,
why they
true.
just wanted to die and go to the rug. Because
Yeah.
Listen, even if you were the aggressor, they're out drinking in Seaside.
Right,
You know,
right, yeah.
You'd already been questioned before that by the police. It would not shine well on their career, so they just wanted that shit to die. That's why nothing
That
ever
makes
came
sense.
of it. Yeah.
But that was great, you know, because like these guys were looking. I was really not looking for trouble, but they came looking for me. Oh, who you're a tough guy? You're a tough guy, and then be able to
Well,
go.
the bottom
back, Yo,
line is,
who's the tough guy now?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the best feeling in the world. I'll tell you what, man.
they was trying to scoop up Renee, is what they were trying to do.
I'm sure, I'm sure, but scooping up his teeth instead. No, but everyone, you know, fighting.
Renee, you might want to get on Baltimore PD website. You were pretty pissed off at Frankie a few weeks ago. Just go through the lineup, see if you recognize anybody. You might want to slide into their DMs.
Yeah. So, but listen, like everyone's like, you know, I've had 30 professional, over 30, I think 31 now, professional fights, you know?
You hold, I don't know how many records you hold, but you definitely hold one. And the record you hold, which to me is a pretty significant record, you hold most time ever fought in a UFC cage, correct?
Yes.
Do you know the total? What is it?
It's over 7 hours.
Over 7 hours of fighting in the UFC cage. That's insane. Because a lot of your fights go the distance. A lot of your fights.
A lot have. I've fought a lot of 5-round fights too.
Yeah.
But you know, people always say, you know, okay, so 31 fights, the most time. What's your favorite fight? Dude, my favorite fights are in Seaside. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just so much more fun.
Plus, it's a bonding experience with your boys
Yes,
too.
yes,
It is.
yeah.
Even getting,
But
my,
even like one-on-one fights though,
getting my
they're
ass
fun.
kicked at that club, getting fucking completely annihilated. I saw Nick the other day, and I was like, yeah, bro, we got fucked up, bro. It was fucking fun. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, yeah. I like I said, I haven't gotten to fight since I've been in UFC, and I guess it's probably a good thing.
How much would somebody have to test you? How much would somebody have to disrespect you or Renee for you to fight them now?
Me, a bunch. My wife and kids, very little.
Yeah. Good call. Good call.
So, I mean, I'm no gangster. I mean, Tom Zivver's not the hood in any way, but I do have a code I live by, and you know, I don't. It's not a certain code. It's like you cross a fucking line, I won't stand for it.
Right.
You know, and you know, of course, I wouldn't be an idiot and do something, be like reckless and whatnot. But it would have to do with my kids or my family. That's a different story, and I'm sure most people are like that.
I totally agree with that. I second that. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I actually, I got sued not too long ago. I guess I was getting sued and it never happened. I was at a wrestling tournament with my kid. My kid was getting his dick kicked in. He was in like a dual tournament with kids, really good kids from all over the country. And whatever, I'm cool with it. I'm cool, whatever. He's doing good. Every time he goes out there, he's trying. He's young. She's 3 years ago. And
Tino or Frankie?
Tino. And he wrestles some kid. He loses, whatever. Now I'm coaching the rest of the team. My dad comes with him. My dad's in a cane at the time. My dad's like, this fucking guy pushed me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, this guy pushed me. I'm like, so now I'm pissed. So I go over to the guy. I wasn't going to touch the guy. I'm not fucking stupid. But I was going to tell the guy, I said, hey, my dad's fucking 60-something years old in a cane. I was going to be like, hey, my man, you have a problem, my old man. Let's go outside. Let's go talk. Me and you will go talk about this. And then we're going to talk about it. And then whatever happened outside. But I go off, talk to him. Everybody, all my parents, who are the kids I coach, all the parents think I'm going to go fight this guy. So they grab me. They wrap their arms around me, and I'm literally in this guy's face, kind of. And you can't do that because my arms are down. This guy could hit me, so I kind of wigged. I was drinking a little bit too, to be honest with you. But, I wigged out a little bit, and I'm wrestling with all my people. Right. I threw Renee off me a couple times. I threw Vinny Delafave off me a couple times. So, and in the process, I don't know who. It was not me, obviously, because I didn't touch anybody. Not anybody that I didn't know, at least. This guy must have gotten into a scuffle with somebody. Not none of my people. But he got hit, and I don't know if someone bit him or something. But he said he got bit. He said I bit him.
Right.
I'm like, what? I bit him. Listen, what the fuck would I do biting somebody?
What is 2 + 2 equal?
7.
5.
You get hit in the head a lot.
Yeah.
Why do you think you can't?
Oh, of course, because I'm a name and this and that. And you know what?
Money.
Dude, what I did is I got a lawyer for $5,000 just because I had to cover my bases. You know what I mean? And this guy didn't even show up. I didn't even need to fuss and spend any money.
That is definitely the downside to people. Listen, people think I have money. But
you know what I wish? You know what I wish?
What?
I wish I fucking cracked that motherfucker, and then the $5,000 would have been worth it.
Right. No, I sort of agree with that.
You know?
People think, and again, I have no idea your finances, but people think, I'll speak from personal experience, people think I have money because they saw me on TV. Listen, you know, it is not what you think. I can promise you that. That's why I've had the same job for 24 years, because it's guaranteed money every week. Just because you're, especially in the reality TV world, you know, I want to dispel this myth for all of you out there that think you're injected into maybe some sort of limited fame, but not money. It is, I can promise you that from a guy that did it. First of all, I was never a Jersey Shore cast member, so you know, all those seasons that I was visiting Jenny, never made a dime. Yes, I did some spin-off shows and stuff like that, but it is not extremely lucrative like some of you think. So I get DMs all the time that say, send me money, send me money, send me money. And I'm sure I'm targeted to some degree for the same reason that you just said, to pick fights with or whatever, because people think they're going to get paydays. It is not like that, people. I'm a normal, everyday, working class guy that probably makes, you know, an average income in comparison to everybody else in the state of New Jersey. So don't pick a fight with me. Don't DM me to send you $1,000. If I could, I would. DM Frankie. He's got a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money. Shit.
All right. Well, I guess last question. Coronavirus, quarantine, more babies, more divorces.
Ooh. Yep, I think you're gonna get the babies and the divorce. Yeah. You know what I mean? Both. They'll probably mirror each other.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I think anytime that you get
this,
both.
Dude,
you get
how
both.
about this?
Anytime you put people in close contact, you get the best of both.
Yeah, no, but like, think about this. This has never happened before, right?
Right.
Really, never in
Right.
our parents' lifetime. It's never happened before. So you know how like they had the baby boomers, right? When people came back from war, do you think they're gonna have like the quarantiners? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the baby that was a long time. We're like day 5. I think this is gonna have to go on a long time before there's actually a boom in childbirth. Not day 5. Right?
I don't think there'll be a boom.
I don't think there'll be a boom. But I will say that, you know, they used to say the number one reason for divorce was finance, right? It used to be money related, right? I don't think that's the way anymore. I think social media and things of that nature, and
Outside
I'll blame it more.
influences.
I'll blame it more. Although girls are just as bad, but I'll put a little bit more. I'll go with a 60-40 split on guys' side. Guys are horn dogs, right?
Fuck that.
We're horn dogs, but chicks find passwords and dig and pry and fucking, and that's where I think most separation comes from nowadays, doesn't it?
Trust.
Chicks fucking digging on guys' social media and trying to find out passwords and snooping. You know, if you're gonna, I'll say this: people can say whatever they want about me, and trust me, they do. But I never, in 9 years or whatever, 8.5 years, whatever it was, I never fucking cheated. I know you're a loyal dude. Lou's actually a loyal dude.
Well, you better say that.
I say actually a loyal dude. I said that actually because he's not married. You're married. I was married. But I never fucking cheated. I never did anything. I'm like a fucking kid in a candy store with my DMs now. But
hey.
Or used to be anyway. I'm in a newfound relationship.
Ooh, that's wow. We classified it.
A newfound relationship.
Newfound,
yeah.
like Newfoundland.
Newfoundland, yeah. Newfound vagina.
So the Q&A is something that we should do again.
Yeah, I thought this went pretty cool.
I even think we should try to dib on the live Instagram live.
Shit,
maybe.
we meant to do a little live shoot before. Can we? Is this too late?
Yeah, it's too late. We'll do it next time.
All right.
But yo, it was good times again. Of course, Lou, good to have you on the couch, and to all the Champ and the Tramp people out there.
Yeah.
What do you call them? We gotta call them something.
Supporters? I don't know what you call
Champ.
them.
Not fans. They're definitely just supporters. They're just
Every time
friends.
every time somebody says that on my IG like fan, it always feels so weird to me because I feel like such an average dude. I'm like, fan.
Well, you know, like I came up with the Iron Army, right?
Right.
You know, as far as the supplement company, but I called that myself because like FE. FE is iron, right? So that's how it was my logo, FE. So that's why I got the Iron Army. So we got to come up with something for the.
Do you know that I never put that together until you just said that?
Well, I mean, it does not surprise me.
Have you seen this hair though that I'm about to lose? I'm cute. I may be dumb, but I'm good.
Dude,
looking.
honestly,
what do you mean about
the
to
bet,
lose?
The bet. I'll tell you.
Okay, that's what.
I'll tell you the bet.
Could
It doesn't
go
seem
anyway.
right. If the beer's got to be involved.
No.
Yes.
Motherfucker,
What do you mean no?
'Cause you would have had to throw that in with it.
No,
You didn't
I
throw it
did.
in.
I tried to, and you said no.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Because
Like, you
we
said
already
no.
shook on it. We already shook on it.
Dude.
You tried to change it afterwards.
I'm just saying, make it better, bro. Come on.
Yeah, what's next? Next podcast is going to be like eyebrows, too.
Eyebrows. No. Well, listen. I know you ain't got nothing down there with your nair fucking self.
I shaved the front.
Let's
I
nair.
nailed the
Let's
back.
nair your head.
Shave the front.
Let's not
nail.
shave your head. Let's nair your
Nail
head.
the back. That
Can
will
you
burn.
nair your head? Can you nair
Sure,
your
but it'll
head?
burn, bro. You got to leave that on. It'll burn.
It burns.
My head would turn purple.
It burns.
He nared his asshole and almost died.
Dude, I told you the asshole and the lips, same thing.
He literally nared his asshole. That was such a crazy weekend.
That was.
With the girl. With
That was
the
an amazing weekend.
It was an amazing weekend.
With
but
Daytona?
You're running
Daytona?
around naked with nair dripping off your asshole. Literally just walking around naked with a nared asshole. It was such a weird weekend. Oh my God, I forgot. Do you remember climbing the 20-foot fence overhanging the interstate?
Yeah, but why do we got to talk about this?
Dude, this kid climbs the backside of our hotel. There was this fence that went like 20 feet in the air. It was like one of those, I don't know, like privacy border fucking things. And the
I
interstate.
think the
was
highway was on the other side.
The
Yeah, yeah,
highway
yeah.
was on the other side of it.
I had to poop.
He climbs to the top of it and poops over the interstate. He's like, wait the fuck.
Oh, man. Do you have footage of this?
Yes.
Yes.
It is
Wow.
somewhere, yeah.
Wow.
He pooped on the interstate from like, literally, he would have died if he fell.
Oh, lucky you didn't, bro. We'd be fucking in trouble.
We did some stupid stuff back in the day. Some really
I'm
stupid
sure
stuff.
all of us have, right?
Yeah, ours seemed to be very motorcycle related. Remember, we all had the brand new bikes. We all this is again. I'm gonna say, what did I have for a bike back then? Was it the Gixxer or the R1?
1000 Gixxer.
The Gixxer. So maybe 2003, 2004, something like that. I don't know, somewhere in that range.
It can't. It's got to be. I had a 2002 Honda CBR 954.
Yeah, so somewhere in that ballpark. But we
So
went down there.
0102, 03. Oh,
Yeah,
Daytona. I had both bikes. So
we
it was
had
02.
Everybody had a minty fucking nice bike, and we get down there and everybody's stunt riding, right? Like we were all stunt rider wannabes. We literally on brand new $10,000 bikes just crushed our tanks in because you had to crush your tank in to be able to sit on it to do high chair wheelie.
Yeah, that bike you had used to have a crushed
You
tank, no?
You didn't do it, but Bobby was jumping up and down on mine, ready to crushing my tank in. $10,000 bike, crushed the tank. That was the dumbest way to do it. Now they make them custom and stuff. But yeah, I made a high chair seat out of my tank, so I learned high chair wheelies during that weekend. Just started. I actually had some skill back then, and just sat on the tank, threw the legs over, and started rocking wheelies with it. That was probably
old
one of my.
days.
It was probably one of my better. I could ride a high chair wheelie for forever on that Gixxer 1000. That was
You and
before
Chris.
handbrake days. Yeah,
You and Chris were just
on the Parkway.
high speed stuff. Was
It was
just
high speed. It definitely was high
crazy,
speed. But
crazy.
But I could get that balance point at like 70, 80 miles an hour, where now people do that balance point at 10 miles an hour. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, good times, fellas.
Yeah.
Yep.
To the next time.
Champ of the
Champ of the
Champ of
Tramp,
the Tramp.
guys. Share, like, subscribe. Check us out. Thank you guys so much for the traction. Thank you guys so much for the support. Means a lot. Frankie and I are going to do this no matter what, but it just makes it that much easier when we get subscribers and people that are following it. It motivates us. So we appreciate it, and we're going to keep bringing you good content and probably do a Q&A in the future. So
Yep.
feel free to keep
Just
putting
keep it rolling, people.
putting your questions in the comment section.
Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards.
Just like the salmon, baby. Atlantic, though. Atlantic, so we could bust and keep it moving.
Bust, and that's going to be our mantra. Bust and keep it moving.